Silver Shamrock
Wait.
song.
Oh, okay. What? Is that shit working? Why am I getting weird friggin'? I'm just trying to go look at this stuff, man. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the big 2-year anniversary.
There we are. All right, we're on there. I don't know why I'm not seeing it on my screen, though.
I'm seeing it. Hi, guys. What's going on? We're a little late.
Technical difficulties as always.
But we're here, and thanks for coming. Welcome, everybody. Welcome from across the world to our cute little show that is 2 years old now. And that's the drinking game tonight for those of you that are drinking. Anytime somebody says 2 years.
Anytime somebody says poppycock, you need to take a shot. Poppycock or balderdash, if those two terms are used at all, from this point on, you take a shot.
That's right. And if you don't, that's balderdash.
Oh! Oh, boy. So, hey.
Hi.
Oh, man, I've had a day. Can I start complaining already?
Yeah, you can. Hold that. Everybody in the chats, I can see it going nuts. Thank you for coming. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Might want to hold off till we can get to you. Don't ask any questions or nothing, but hi. We'll get to all this stuff in a minute. Let Sean's got a bit.
Nah.
So
I'm gonna
1, 2, 3, go.
No, I just had a day. It's just, I don't want to get into all personal stuff, but man. Anyway, I said, well, I just don't want to air out a bunch of stuff. It's just,
you don't have to do that.
It's just it's a friend of mine, my best friend from childhood. Hadn't talked to him in like 6 months, and we differ strongly on political and religious like things. And oh man, he went downtown to Kooky Town on me earlier today, and it's so frustrating, man. And it's not only frustrating, it's sad. But anyway, that's
a tough thing. You know, I was going to say at some point tonight, I hope everybody's getting along, and regardless of politics and all that stuff, it's a tough, rough time out there for everybody. There's so much tension on so many levels, like both politically and family and morally and all this crazy stuff going all over the world.
And facts mean nothing.
They do, but unfortunately.
But you know what? But thoughts and prayers, everybody. That solves everything. So anyway,
let's all kind of, you know, this is a forum for us to all put that shit aside, talk to each other, hang out. This is one thing we do have in common, and let's all just be happy for the next little while, shall we?
Yeah. I'm excited. So it's 2 years, man, and it's been a while. It feels like it's been 2 years since we've done one of these. It's been a while.
Although it wasn't that long ago, was it? A couple weeks, 2-3 weeks.
It's been a little longer, hadn't it? Ooh, Debbie throwing down. Maybe don't waste those super chats on just giving us money. Ask a question. So, Debbie Bloom. Thank you.
We'll get to all that. You guys are going crazy in there with the chatting. I hope you're chatting to each other, because we'll get.
Yeah, I hope. Chat to yourselves. We'll get to you guys. We promise.
It's been crazy 2 years, hasn't it? It's weird. We've been through the pandemic. We've been through a Halloween movie and a bunch of other movies. We've been through conventions, and we've been through so much stuff, and so much more to come, which is exciting. This is a really crazy year coming up.
Yeah, you were right. It wasn't that long ago. It was 3 weeks ago.
I knew it.
No, feels longer.
Anthony Stansfield wants to know if I've named that candle. Yeah, I named it Fatty McButterpants.
Fatty McButterpants?
Yeah.
I thought it was it. Was that what you said the first time?
Yeah. I thought that's what I said.
Okay. Oh, and just so you guys know, we have gotten quite a few gifts recently, and we will show those off on the next episode. I want to kind of spend this episode talking to you guys and not just going, look at the cool stuff we were given. Because when I do that in a regular episode, I can edit that to make it flow a little better, where we don't want to spend an hour of me showing gifts. But we're going to, just so you know, we appreciate them, and we will be showing them in the next episode.
Indeed.
Punk Ron. Hey guys, love the show. Any plans to come to Seattle or Portland in the near future? I love Seattle and I love Portland. Unfortunately, it seems like those two cities I don't get invited to very often, convention wise. I haven't been to a show in Seattle in like 10 years. I haven't been to a show in Portland in like 7 years.
What shows are up there that you don't get invited to?
There's Crypticon Seattle. For whatever reason, that promoter just doesn't seem to work with me. I mean, he has, but every year kind of seem to get slagged. I don't know what the deal is there, but in Portland doesn't really have a horror con, but the Comic Cons that I've done there. And actually, I take that back. There at Emerald City Comic Con, I am in talks with about some people for next year. So we'll see. That's in Seattle. Yeah, we'll see. But let Crypticon Seattle know that you want the thing with two heads in the house. We'll get out there.
That's right.
And Mike the Runner, Mike Johnson, congratulations on 2 years, fellas. Thanks for bringing it. 2 years means 2 beers tonight, Sean. Appreciate you guys always. I will not be drinking tonight, but thank you. 2 root beers. McCready Pop 31 has a message for you there, Chris.
I didn't see it. What is it?
Says Nelson rehaul money. Just kidding. Thanks for everything, guys. You're the best.
Yeah, keep coming with those rehaul requests, guys. Keep them coming.
Well, this Saturday at Midsummer Scream, aren't you doing free rehauls at your table all weekend? I heard
free rehauls at my table at Midsummer Scream Saturday only. I will be rehauling every single mask that comes onto my table.
Free of charge.
Free of charge, including tearing all the hair off and reworking the hair. I will do that as well. And
while you watch.
While you watch. It's kind of like making a funnel cake for you right in front of your eyes. I'm going to do that like at a carnival. Yeah, bring your rehaul.
Like this kind of carnival.
Exactly.
I just got this from Cavity Colors. They just sent me that. So thank you. The Killer Clowns Halloween 3 inspired.
Very cool. Cavity Colors doesn't send me anything. That's cool.
Yeah.
I buy their shirts, but that's cool.
They told me they almost don't even send you the ones you buy. That's how much they don't like you.
I know. That's how much they don't like me.
But your shirt's way sweeter anyway.
It's a sweet shirt. Oh, yeah. And this is the OG one. Look.
Ooh. Yeah, limited edition.
Who has that?
Wade Dillon said, hey, fellas, Sean, great meeting you this past weekend. Where do you guys see this channel going in the future? Congrats on 2 years. I see this channel being picked up by Netflix and streaming 24 hours a day, I think, at some point.
What, are you going to stream while I sleep? Is that the idea?
Yeah, there'll be a sleep cam on you. There'll be all kind. It'll be cool. It'll be like a giant Big Brother reality show, horror 24/7.
I wore this hat, by the way, specifically for Colin Murdy.
Oh, we haven't talked about Colin in a long time.
It's just for you, Colin. It's a hat just for you, lad. I wore this just for you, Colin. That's all I got.
All right. Let's see.
Limited edition shirt. I don't know what you're talking about, Debbie. What are you talking about? Limited edition shirt. Oh, one of these. These are discontinued, right? You can get this.
Yeah.
With the thing on the back.
You'd have to scribble that on the back yourself. Oh, what is Debbie said? Hold on. How come you don't come to conventions in New York? What conventions in New York? Like New York Comic Con? What else is there in New York?
Do they not have any other horror cons in New York? That sounds really weird to me.
I don't think there's a specific horror con in New York.
It's the New Jersey one, right?
New Jersey is Chiller and Monster Mania, but not New York. Right. I mean, but I'm talking with New York Comic Con about possibly bringing some people this October, so we'll see.
There you go.
Anthony Stanfield, hey Sean, is there any horror cons over my way in Massachusetts? I'd really like to go to one and meet y'all. Well, it's funny you should say that, Anthony, because there's a brand new one coming next month, I think. Is it next month? Silver Scream Con in Danvers, Massachusetts, former home of the Danvers State Mental Hospital, as seen in Session 9. But that's, Spencer from Ice Nine Kills is putting that show on. Wow. And it's a good lineup. Mr. Castle will be in the house.
I wasn't invited.
James Hugh Courtney will be in the house.
Chris Nelson won't.
Chris Nelson not in the house.
Nobody wants to. All right, I get it. That's cool.
No respect for the effects artists.
Nobody. Just get the people that walk around on screen that are told what to wear and told what to say and told where to stand. But the people that actually make the stuff, fuck them. That's all. That's all I got.
Yeah.
For now.
Let's see. Shirley Cormack, well, thank you for the little donation and say BT or B the Horror Hound. My God, why are you guys just throwing money at us? At least waste that money with a question or a comment or a advertisement. I don't know.
Or not.
I'm trying to look.
Wanting us to go. We're both going to be at Midsummer on Saturday, this Saturday.
Yeah.
In Long Beach, California. And me and Sean will both be at Phantasm in Orlando, right? August 19th or something like that, through the 21st, something like that.
And I got to pull stuff up. Hold on. So, all right, hold on. Phantasm, August 19th to the 21st. And that Silver Scream one I was just mentioning is actually it's the next week. It's the weekend after that. August 26th to the 28th in Danvers. Yeah. So hey guys, I want to ask you guys a question. Is Chris's sound cutting out when I speak? Because I hear through what I'm hearing, at least when I talk, he cuts out. Like if I start to go over him slightly, can you just let us know? I don't know if there's anything we can do about that, but I didn't know if you're hearing it that way as well. Devil times 5.
I'm going to go into some stuff that I watched recently. I watched the GWAR documentary.
I've heard good things about this.
It's good. Definitely check it out. It's a good documentary. Actually, even if you're not really into GWAR, it's a good documentary. It's really interesting and quite a bit tragic. Actually, it's quite tragic that whole thing.
Well, that guy, the singer, didn't he OD? Dave.
Why don't you just tell the end of the whole documentary? You just spoiled it. There's a couple people that passed away for numerous reasons, and a couple other tragic things that happened throughout their span that is fascinating. It's interesting.
Paul Hassenauer, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Chris, what is the last song you played on your guitar or bass? They don't care what I played, apparently. Although I was playing it last night. I was playing guitar last night. But what was the last song you played on your guitar or bass? Do you remember?
The last song I played on my guitar or bass, Stephanie's telling me I'm not loud enough, so I'm going loud now. The last song I played on my guitar or bass, I think I was learning Tom Sawyer on bass from Rush.
Didn't you post a video where you played that whole song, or was that a different Rush song?
That was
so you cut out. That was what?
That was Free Will.
Free Will. Okay.
I played. Anyway. What else? What did you see anything? You did.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about it, or would you rather not?
Well, I saw Nope. Man, I wanted to like this movie. I went into this really with high hopes. I was avoiding reviews, but then I kept seeing, I don't even know, I can't name who posted these things, but I saw a few posts from Facebook friends raving about the masterpiece that was Nope. Mm-hmm. So, and you had to see it in IMAX. You just froze again, by the way, Chris. You had to see it. You're froze. I hear you. There you go. You're back. This is what happens when you try to do a podcast with a flip phone. But anyway, I went and saw it in an IMAX, and dude, it is just terrible. I mean, terrible. God, I wanted to like this movie so bad.
That's amazing, because so many people are saying it's so amazing and so great and so, I don't know. So this socially conscious, amazing.
I mean, there's not a likable character in the movie, except for maybe Keith David, for the few minutes he's in it. But wow. So Daniel Papa said, need to rehaul that Wi-Fi connection. That's a good one. Yeah, it was, and actually there's spoiler alert here, guys. There's one scene. I'm not going to say what the scene is, but there's one scene that takes place in the horse pen that is super creepy. And you're like, oh yes, this is what I was hoping for. And then you find out it was like a little gag. It wasn't, and that's like the only mildly scary thing in the entire film. So, yeah, I know they turned that whole Dr. Seuss area into like the little town thing from Nope, this little fake amusement park country kind of ghost towny thing. Wow, wonder how long that's gonna last, because I can't see anybody giving a shit. But
you never know. People like crap. They love crap. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't say what if it's crap or not. But the animal stuff turns me off of it. That's because
I know there isn't any. I know you heard that there really isn't any animal stuff. It really isn't. Huh?
I dug this out. I dug it out.
And
I chilled it today. I haven't opened it.
Ooh. I like it.
Yeah? Should I do you do this now, or should we wait?
Take a sip.
I'll take a sip.
Tony White says, enjoy the show, fellas. Either one of you guys know what happened to the original EX president masks from Point Break. Thanks. I think didn't Tom Spina rehaul those for somebody. I think they're out there. I think a fan owns them.
I don't know.
Ask Tom Spina.
Did you see Top Gun 2? I didn't either. I didn't see it. All right, here we go.
Not really a fan of Top Gun 1, so.
Oh, fuck.
Good stuff, right?
No.
Taking a
I was kind of looking forward to this because you sold it. You were like, "This is pretty good. I like it." Nope.
It grows on you. Keep trying.
No, it's not going to grow on me. It grew on you because you're lightweight. You started.
Oh man, come on.
Ooh.
So they're all asking about my cameo in Halloween Ends. You're just gonna have to wait to see it, man.
I'm just going to go on record right now before the day goes on and you guys start asking questions.
Yeah, ask Halloween Ends questions.
I'm not talking about Halloween Ends at all. I'm not touching it. I'm not going near it. I'm excited for it to come out. I'm excited for you guys to see it. I'm excited for Halloween season. I'm excited for Halloween Ends. That's all I'm going to say.
He's talking about it right now.
Else.
Yeah, sweet.
So now everybody leaves the chat.
Nah, you guys stick around. He's gonna go hard on Halloween Ends here in a minute. Mm-hmm. I feel it.
Yeah.
Feel it coming.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Sean, Larry, Be Yourself Adventures. It's Larry. Thank you for telling me about your channel. Oh, you're welcome, Larry. And Darklight says, Chris, for those super realistic effects, I feel like you have watched and studied actual snuff films. That Suicide and Halloween Kills was insanely realistic.
No, I did not watch and study snuff films. Absolutely.
He loves the snuff films.
I did not. I looked when I was younger. I used to watch a lot of edited news footage of some pretty gory stuff and a lot of forensic pathology books and things. But I as I get older, I'm really into that stuff. I don't want to see that stuff. I've seen stuff I cannot unsee. So no, I did not watch snuff films. You don't need to. And besides, most of the time, real stuff looks fake. It's really weird. We kind of kick it up a few notches for the movies for obvious reasons.
And wait till you see all the snuff-inspired stuff in Halloween Ends. Whew! That's where he really takes it to the next level. Hey, let's see. Ongo Gablogian, the art collector, said, hey, guys, my name is Jose, and I'm going to Midsummer Scream, and I hope to meet y'all and James Jude Courtney there. I'm a broke dude, so all I might be able to do is wave. Well, why did you give us $5 then? But waving is what? It's $10 to wave, I think, huh, Chris? So,
apparently my audio is terrible. Everyone's saying, is that true?
I think so.
Hello? What do you want from me?
Oh.
But is that better?
Sounds the same.
Sounds the same?
Yeah. Again, I don't know why when I'm talking, it sounds like you cut out for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know. This is fun so far.
Oh, it's Near Dark Larry. Hi, Larry. Larry and I went on a Near Dark adventure. You'll see on a future Horrors Hall Grounds if I ever have time to edit anything ever again.
Right. Well, see, then other people are saying it's fine. Other people saying it sounds bad. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you and your speakers or your headphones or your audio.
Now, I see guys asking me questions about Halloween Ends. I don't know anything about Halloween Ends, guys. So asking me isn't going to be the way to get around asking him. Because if you want all the wrong answers, ask me.
Yeah.
So this is what happens. You know who actually kills Michael Myers in Halloween Ends? Jason Voorhees. Oh. That's right. Yep. He pops in there. Why do you think that they've been holding up that new Friday film? Boom. Yeah. Spoiler alert, because they made a deal with Blumhouse. It's going to start off a whole new Versus franchise. Get ready for it, people. I'm looking for the Nancy versus Laurie trilogy. That's going to happen soon.
Switching my audio. How's that? That better?
Sounds exactly the same.
Fuck me.
Let's see. What do we got here? Sean, looking forward to seeing you again at Flashback. Too bad Christopher can't make it. He'll be missed. I'll be sporting my fourth Thing with Two Heads t-shirt. What are your thoughts on the Munsters movie and Tim Burton's Wednesday series? Oh, are we going there yet? Well, all I've seen on the Wednesday series is a picture of the girl that whatever her name is from X and Scream 5. What's her name?
What?
The girl that's Wednesday Addams. From Scream.
Christina Ricci?
No, the series, the Tim Burton series.
I don't know. I'm not paying attention.
Or Jenna Ortega. Yeah, so I've seen pictures of her, and she, okay, looks like Wednesday Addams. As far as the Munsters, I actually have high hopes for it. I mean, I think that trailer was so incredibly bad that people are going to be surprised and the movie's going to be way better. I think it lowered expectations a great deal. So now people are going to be like, oh, that was actually pretty cool. Because whoever made that trailer and cut that trailer and narrated that trailer and put the titles into that trailer should be fired. Because that was one of the worst trailers I've ever seen. What I saw visually didn't bother me really. It was a really bad trailer. That's all I feel about that. Obviously I have very close friends who are in the film, and if I don't like the movie, I will tell them. I'm not going to kiss ass, but I'm not going to shit on something before I've seen it. So, but I thought the trailer was bad, and I told everybody involved I thought the trailer was bad. So,
jeez.
Everything I've seen, and go ahead.
If I jump off and come back, because I got to fix this audio thing, I know what's wrong.
Are you asking if I'm entertaining enough to carry this? I think I am.
You are.
I'm gonna talk about the plot to Halloween Ends while you're gone. All right, so Michael wakes up after a 4-year slumber. No, I don't know. Anyway, so let's see. What can I tell? How about I do a few get off my lawns or something? Let's see. Sean is way louder than Chris. You can barely hear him. Oh, I heard that's a message from Chris's girlfriend. Sorry, I'll talk lower. I can't help it if he's got faulty equipment. Let's see. Here, I'll just go to some of these. I'll go to some. Oh, he's shoot. And then they bury Michael. Okay, the end.
You son of a bitch.
Back. What?
Is that better?
Oh, you're a lot louder. You're almost too loud. Now I think we got this, but that's okay. That's all right. That's okay.
Oh no, I'm
turning you down on my thing on my end. I think I just had my speakers cranked so high because you were so low.
Okay, now we're back, and I feel like I sound better. Right?
Gary Lugosi said Sean had a blast with the Phantasm in October. Chris can't wait for Halloween Ends. Any new Get Off My Lawns? Yes, I have some.
Please do it.
Do it. Okay, here we go. Get off my lawns.
I looked it up. Have I covered the?
As I make notes.
I know you do, and that's great. The whole we already covered this. I covered this with the movies that the production companies that have to do 5 credits in the beginning of each movie twice.
Hate it.
God.
I real quick though, I want to say happy birthday to my mom. It's her 69th birthday today.
Happy birthday. 69?
69.
That's it?
Yeah. Oh. What?
Nothing.
Wow, that's where you were going.
That's not where I was going with your mom. No.
All right. So here's So the other day, now I kind of haven't solved this problem, but the other day a friend of mine posted an old image of an old McDonald's ad, right? And it had like some of their popular items. And one of the items in the picture was something I miss so much, that I used to love so much, was the McDonald's apple Danish. Every morning before, my dad used to take me to McDonald's before school, and I would get the apple Danish. I loved those apple Danishes. I had them for like the first 30 years of my life, and then one day they just discontinued it. And I saw that ad, and I was thinking, there's got to be an apple Danish somewhere that's comparable. I just haven't sought one out. I have gone everywhere looking for a fucking apple Danish. I can't find one.
You obviously have a shit ton of time on your hands in order to do that.
Dude.
Or are you saying
strudel?
When you travel, you go to places trying to find that? Are you talking?
No, I've been driving
like fast food apple Danish, or just apple Danish in general?
Any apple Danish. I've been going to grocery stores, bakeries. I can find apple strudel, apple coffee cake, apple turnovers, apple pies, apple fritters. I can't find a fucking apple Danish anywhere.
I've never even heard of an apple Danish, to be honest with you.
And then I'm at Ralph's and I see this container that has Danishes in it, and I look at the side and it says apple Danish, and I look in it and it's 2 cheese Danishes and 2 like raspberry Danishes, and I'm like, and I take it to the lady at the bakery and I said, this says apple, clearly am. She goes, oh yeah, that must have been a mistake. I'm like, where's the apple? Anyway, I'm on the lookout for a good apple Danish. So that I spent a lot of time looking for apple Danishes recently. And I've had, the closest thing I've had is like those apple, what are they? Those toastables or whatever? What are they called? I don't know. It's like they're frozen. You put them in the toaster.
Oh yeah, they're strudels. They're toasty strudels or some shit like that, right?
That's about as close as I'm able to find.
But I feel bad for you, buddy. I feel really bad for you.
See what I'm saying?
I know. I know.
It's okay, you know how I go on rants about things going cashless. Here's something that I thought was interesting. All these places are going cashless,
right?
What happens when like their system goes down? Because I went to Arby's yesterday. May and I went to Arby's, and we get to the drive-thru, and they said, so our system's down right now, so it's cash only, so you got to have cash. I'm like, let's do this, bro. Let's do this. So anyway, I just think it's funny that it's like, well, everything's going cashless, but if the system goes down, what do they just close? So we need to make sure.
That's a good question. I went to 7-Eleven today, and their system was down. No debit cards, no this. I'm like, so what do you got? He's like, cash only. And I'm like, was your ATM work? He's like, nope. Guess you're losing a lot of business today.
Yep. I got a delivery the other day. This really pissed me off. There are 4 big boxes, so they stacked probably about, I don't know, 4 feet high.
Right.
Fucking UPS guy doesn't ring the. It's getting worse and worse with FedEx and UPS. They don't even knock on the door anymore. They don't ring the doorbell. They literally just sit something there and walk away. And this guy sat it like on my driveway. He doesn't even bother taking it even near my front door. Why don't you just put a sign on it that says "Steal me" as well? Because if it wasn't for the fact that I happened to look on my cameras and I saw these boxes sitting out there, I wouldn't even have known they were there. It's frustrating, man. How hard is it to ring a doorbell? Just ring the doorbell and walk away. Or at least put it close to my door,
Right. I prefer them not to ring my doorbell. I love it when they just leave it there, and disappear.
Yeah, but put it by the door.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
I mean,
where'd they put it? By the curb?
They put it on my driveway.
Oh,
like, and I have a long walkway to my front door.
Yeah.
He
was like, nah, forget it. It's too far.
It's hot. It's too hot out.
It's too hot. I mean, these go right here.
Yeah. These boxes are big.
Yeah.
And what is going on with lately? I mean,
what's the deal?
The world is going crazy, dude. Like with all this, you keep hearing the news of like smash and grabs everywhere. Yeah. And then the other night there was like gang fights broke out at Knott's Berry Farm and they had to shut the park down.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on with people? Can't we just have fun? You know what? I mean, it's all because of this. It's all because of everybody wants to look like a badass on social media, and they're all filming themselves doing stupid shit that's going to come back to haunt them the rest of their lives.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I'm going to get fucking Instagram famous when I beat up this fucking churro vendor at Knott's,
Right.
What?
Well, I think you're right. It is the phone, and what the phone does is the phone makes everybody famous. The phone makes everyone important. The phone makes everybody seen. The phone makes everybody heard. The phone makes it's Bill Maher has a great new rules about it where it's like phones have turned everyone into assholes, like just flat out rude, shameless assholes. And that's my biggest get off my lawn is these fucking phones, man. And the way people mistreat them and abuse them. Not to get too heavy on you, but geez, everybody lighten up. Put your phone down and get out there.
It's all this
as we do this.
Debbie Bloom just pointed out contactless delivery. Yeah, that's been the big excuse for going cashless, is it's like contactless. But wait a second, aren't you handing me the shit I'm paying for? It's not contactless. You're still handing me something. You're still giving me, contactless.
No, the contactless is when they leave your food at the front door and text you and go, your food's outside. Yeah,
but that's been their excuse for going cashless at places, is like it's because of contact. It's like, well, if I'm getting a beverage, you're handing me the beverage, I mean, it's just a bunch of crap, man. I'm so sick of everything.
Sean's in a bad mood today.
I am in a bad mood. Yeah. And
that's then you're allowed to be in a bad mood.
Yeah.
You're allowed to be in a bad mood. It's okay. You can be in a bad mood. Don't always have to have that toxic positivity going around.
I know. Yeah. And Sean Tierney said Knott's now has a chaperone policy. I saw that. I don't know exactly what that means.
What does that mean?
And then I saw a video recently of a big fight at Disneyland too, or Disney World, where some chicks were getting in a fight. There was like a girl fight, and it's, and I keep seeing these videos of women. It's usually women that are losing their shit at stores, yelling at either if it's a fast food place or a convenience store, and then they just start trashing everything, and they're going, and they're throwing everything, and it's like, and they're doing it just for that internet bullshit fame, and it's like, there's some poor bastard sitting behind the register making, however little an hour. It's not their shit you're breaking.
Right.
It ain't gonna affect them, really.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's so many things that go into this whole thing. Phones, obviously the biggest thing. The other thing is that, almost everything that's out there, advertisements, movies, everything is dividing. Everything is just trying to divide everybody. Everybody's different, and so therefore automatically it divides everybody, as opposed to taking light in the things that we have in common and enjoy with each other. So again, trying to be positive here and drink this shitty beer.
And well, the thing is, people are just shitty. People are getting shitty. I mean, there's nice people. I've been encountered some really nice people lately, really nice. But there's just some assholes. There was some guy I just did Mad Monster Party in Arizona, and I was waiting for Nev Campbell to finish because she had a long line and the convention had shut down already. She was staying after hours. The show ended at 7. It's about 7:45. The place is cleared out. Only people left in the building are the ones in her line. And one of the security guys, or a volunteer for the show, comes up to me and goes, "Hey man, there's this guy trying to cut in the back of the line. He's a vendor, and I told him we cut it off, but he's like refusing to leave." I'm like, well, first off, I shouldn't be brought this. They should take him out. That's what they're there for. But he's like, So I go, "Where is he?" And he said, "That guy over there." So I walk up to this guy who apparently his name, somebody said his name was Hobbs. I guess he was working some booth called Atomic Comics. I think might be in Arizona. I think it's Arizona based. Somebody said that's what his name was. I don't know, but I know his booth was Atomic Comics. Anyways, I go, "Hey man," I go, we had cut the line off 2 hours prior. 2 hours prior. Okay. Her line had been shut, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm just waiting." I go, "No," I go, "Dude, we cut the line off like 2 hours ago." And he goes, "Well, hey, man," he goes, "I got a ticket, and I couldn't come back. And I just came back because we were passing out tickets, like, so people didn't have to wait in line the whole time. Right." And I said, "Well, you needed to be back." I said, "Well, where's your ticket?" And so he was full of shit. He didn't have a ticket. Said he had a ticket, couldn't produce a ticket. I said, "Look, man," I said, she actually has a Zoom meeting at 8:00 she has to get to, and we're trying to get her out of here on time. I'm sorry, well, fucking, and I go, "Dude, it's not fair to all the people we said no to for the last 2 hours." I go, "Somebody said you're a vendor. You're going to be in here before the show, before it opens. You'll get in here first. You can be first tomorrow. We'll make you first in line." "I don't want to be fucking first, man. I want to be last." And that's why I was waiting her to be like, "You know what? Go fuck you, man. Go fuck yourself." And he's saying this as he's walking away from me. He's like, "Go fuck yourself, you fucking retard." He calls me a retard. Yeah. Yeah. His words, not mine. Right. And I go, "Really?" And I go, "Guess what, buddy? You ain't getting shit signed." And he goes, "Oh, I'll just give it to someone else to get signed, you jackass." And he walks away. So I tell the promoter, I find the promoter, and he goes, "Oh, I heard that he said that he, and he goes, we do not, you use that kind of words, because he's gone. They tossed him, pack up your booth, you're gone."
Wow.
So nice. For that guy, anyway, yeah.
Well, look, what I try to do is, and it's very difficult because you people make it very difficult. Not you people, but people make it very difficult. Unless you're hurting me or you're hurting someone I love, I'm just going to ignore you, because chances are you're going to piss me off the moment I get out of the boat, meaning leave the house. So, I just try to ignore it unless it's tough, man. It's a tough time right now. That's why, we all got to try to work a little harder to be cooler to each other and a little more tolerant. Just be cool, man. Just be cool. I know everybody wants something. That's the other thing too, is everybody wants something. I want something, just here's a thought. Just give something for no reason.
Yeah.
For no agenda. What? Just give something.
Jamie Lee Curtis posted. Did you see the thing she posted today, the clip?
I didn't. No.
Jamie posted this really great clip on Instagram today. If you have a chance, go check it out. Where she kind of talks about that. And it's, let me see what it's under. It was, hold on, I'll find it. It's this clip here. It says, "Die alive." This, she talks about this. Basically what she's saying is do something now. Don't give away money to people while you're here to enjoy it. Don't wait till you're dead, know? And that philosophy is beautiful, man. And I mean, that's what's so great about her, and how she does all this stuff for charity. She, I wish we were all in the position to be able to constantly give, but But man, I mean, she's just such a great person.
You give in the way that you can. I consider myself a pretty generous person.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the rehauls he's going to do on Saturday for free at the show. Every single one of
them. I'm going to do 100 of them. It's going to be amazing. And it's all for free, all because I want to give.
Give now while you can, Chris.
No, but I do. I try to be really generous in it, and it's not hard to just give something. It makes you feel better. Just give something for no reason.
Yeah.
And I try to do it all the time. Even I don't know, whatever. Anyway.
I see we got some super chats in here I want to get to. Colin Murdy said, "Hey guys."
Murdy. Oh, here you go, super chat.
Oh, lad. See, I like it now when I talk, you don't cut. I hated it. It was like I'd speak and you'd cut out.
I know. That's why I fixed it.
Okay. Now we can talk over each other. Hey guys, congrats on 2 years. Loving the hat, Christopher. Oh. Have you guys ever seen the Fall River documentary by Epics and produced by Blumhouse? It's amazing. It's available on YouTube. No. Fall River. Haven't even heard of it.
Never even heard of it.
It must have, if it's produced by Blumhouse, it must have a big bang of an ending. The Fall River then just explodes at the end. Or it falls. I don't know. Sean Tierney said, "Hey, Christopher and Sean, congrats on 2 years. Can't wait to see you guys at Phantasm. Thoughts on the new Salem's Lot?" I really don't know much about it. Do you?
I do. I have a couple friends that did the makeup effects for it, and I'm excited about it. I've seen some stuff that I'm not supposed to see. And but that being said, look, I'm a huge fan of the David Soul Salem's Lot, even though it's so dated and stuff, but it's still got some great stuff. I'm excited. I'll see it. I'm excited to see it.
The Lance Kerwin tour de force.
Indeed. Love it.
Ryan Korn said, "What's up, guys? I'm rocking my Thing with Two Heads shirt as well. Guys, love your show. Philly in the house."
Philly, the city of brotherly love where everybody was rude to me.
The city of brotherly cheesesteaks. Oh, I see people saying they miss the McPizza.
Oh.
You know what? The pizza at McDonald's wasn't bad when if you ever had the chance to have it. Ooh, Arby's has apple turnovers, but no Danishes. I haven't tried their turnover.
I keep seeing Halloween Ends questions popping up, and I can't answer those, guys. I'm sorry. I wish I could, but I can't. And I ain't touching it. I got in trouble. I ain't touching it.
Yeah, I love it. I love when you get in trouble for not saying shit. Hey guys, are you answering questions elsewhere? Like if I sent to DM on Instagram, my ass kissing questions exceeds the character limit. Oh, yeah. You can message us on Instagram. I usually answer everything, unless you're just a nutbag.
Yeah, message Don't be a nutbag. Sean will answer.
Yeah, if anybody has a good recommendation on a good apple Danish that I may not know of, where can I get it? Carlos Ladoza, "Get off my lawn" is when I have my ear protection on at work and my coworker keeps trying to talk to me. I take them off, then he says, "Never mind." That's funny. Maggie Matter, "Hey fellas, Sean, can I get you some apple Danishes from Spooky Swirls, who made the cookies at Mad Monster? I'll find out for sure." Not if they're like those cookies, but I'll try anything. Somebody's asking the status of the Lost Boys Horrors Hallowed Grounds. I'm editing it. I'm still editing it. It has been a beast. Here's the problem, and this is something that's been an issue for me recently with the Horrors Hallowed Grounds.
Is it poppycock?
This has been the problem. Is I've been filming all these episodes, and then I get busy, and when I get back to them, I can't remember what I did, and I have to rewatch it and rethink it through, and it takes longer, and they're all out of sequence, and it's just taking a long time. It's really taken me a long time, and it's discouraging. I'll be honest with you. I've been so busy.
So busy.
I bought this. It's a brand new unopened MacBook Pro. I haven't even opened it because I haven't had time to set it up. And I bought this.
Busy.
I bought this to take with me so I could edit on the road. So anyway, I bought that to try to do more stuff, but I don't have time to set that thing up to do more stuff. Anyway,
Right.
I'm a bitch. Was she giving us more notes?
She was reminding us that it's almost 6.
Oh, okay.
If you know what
okay.
I was no time. You got no time to do stuff.
Lee Fusion Vision Robinson said, "Keep it up," and he's got a little weird dude pumping iron. I don't know what that's about.
Means keep it. I don't know.
People saying I'm in a bad mood. Yes.
Catching up on the super chats. Is that what we're doing?
I'm trying to. I'm kind of scrolling through these, hoping Gen Z is running everything. I believe that. Yeah. And how cool is it that we're Gen X? That's a much cooler name because there was a punk band called. There's a punk band called Gen X. So I mean, Gen Z. That just sounds lame. Yeah. Daniel Caruso. Happy 2 years, guys. Glad to be here hanging with you. Glad I'm happy you are here too, sir.
Yes, indeed.
God dang, man. I'm trying to catch up on this shit. Okay. Davey Johnson. I'm from Minneapolis. It's tough for an autograph/movie fan up here. Nothing happens here. Any Minnesota experiences or cool stories about Minnesota? No, not really.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like 10 plus years since I did that Crypticon show in Minneapolis. And I remember, what is that? The Mall of America. It was the world's biggest mall.
Yeah.
I went there with Brian Krause and Jason Lively. And it just felt like it was a never ending mall. It was pretty fun.
My only Minnesota story is that I had an ex-wife that was from Winnipeg, Manitoba. And we would have to go there at Christmas to visit her family, and we would fly through Minneapolis, and it was like the ice planet Hoth. It was fucking ridiculous in the wintertime. I don't know why anyone would want to live there, but hi to everyone in Minneapolis. Want me to read a super chat?
Here's another one. The ever scared.
Oh, the ever scared.
The ever scared.
Oh, the ever scared.
Sean, I've got you covered on Apple Danish in Chi-Town next week. Sweet. Bring some Apple Danishes to Flashback. Nice. Also have some new beers for taste tests. Hails, cheers, and congrats on 2 years. All right. Now I'm looking forward to seeing him. I wasn't looking forward to seeing him, but he's come with Danishes. Jesus. Oh, come on. Let's see. Any chance of JLC at a con again? Any chance of JLC at a con again? Yeah, anything's possible, I think.
Sure.
Well, Halloween Ends premiere at TIFF this September. Is Jamie Lee Curtis going to be at the show sometime? At the show sometime. I mean, I'm guessing you mean on the show. Big shout out to you guys. Love the show.
Thank you.
I don't know anything about TIFF.
I don't either. I have no idea what's going on. Nope. Couldn't tell you.
Jamie might pop on tonight. Who knows? But I doubt it. The Classically Deceased. Hey guys, I took home the Halloween Ends poster from my theater. He's stealing posters before they're even promoting the movie. Also, have you noticed that the first 3 teaser posters, 2018 Kills and Ends resemble the colors of the Silver Shamrock masks? I've had people say that the Ends poster. The Ends poster is not green.
No, it's not.
It's not. People are reaching hard for this connection.
Reaching real hard.
But
it's Balderdash.
Let's see. Poppycock. Somebody said.
Oh, got to do it again. Just want to say happy anniversary, and I'm still here. I'll be here for the 10th anniversary too. Thanks for helping us through a rough 2 years, says Hungry Wives.
Somebody keeps asking me what the worst movie is I've ever seen. I don't know. Nope was getting there.
Giovanni Rosas. Hey, fellows, looking forward to seeing you guys at Midsummer Scream. Would love for you guys to sign my Michael Myers sketch. Happy 2 years. Cheers. Well, thank you, Giovanni. Appreciate that, buddy.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Did you get the Hungry Wives one?
I did. I got the
Okay.
Hungry Wives.
Hungry Wives. All right, looks like there's only one more. AL Warrior. Hey, Sean, thanks for the picture at Houston Horror Film Fest past weekend. Thanks. Nice seeing you, bro. And this. Nice seeing you, too, although I can't really tell by that tiny little photo of you who you are. But I met a lot of cool people at the Houston Horror Film Festival. It was a fun little show that was surprisingly much better than I expected. Somebody's asking how our diets are going.
Yeah, I saw that. My diet's going good. I lost another few pounds. I'm down 53, 40, 20. I'm down about almost 28 pounds.
Debbie, are you trolling me? As I'm talking about trying to find danishes. Say, Sean's trying to find danishes. I don't think he's on a diet. Well, here's the thing.
Charlton says I look tired. Fuck you. There you go.
Yeah. So I'm not really on a diet anymore. But I am during my diet, I really kind of scaled back my food intake, so I eat a lot less. So I've been maintaining a good weight. So did I hit the weight I wanted? No, I'm at like 190 right now, and I wanted to get to 185 was the goal. Those last 5 pounds are a bitch, but I'm at least I'm fitting in my clothes and I don't feel like a slob. So that's the important thing. Did you see my text, by the way, Chris? I sent you a text.
I will look at it now.
Awesome. Bubba Hotep says, awesome meeting and chatting with you at Mad Monster, Sean. Really cool to meet Uncle Nick. Are you guys looking forward to the movie Pearl, follow up to X? No. I mean, no. I mean, I'll watch it. I thought X had a lot of potential, but was ultimately disappointing. I'll watch Pearl, but the campy trailer is just so campy. I don't know.
The Pearl trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah,
I mean, I wasn't crazy about X, to be honest with you. So I don't know. What do I want to see more of that?
Laid to rest.
It was well done. I just wasn't crazy about it.
Laid to rest 216 said, did you ever get that H2 crew jacket? Yes, I did. Classically Deceased said, okay, I didn't steal the ends poster. Haha. We usually get 3 posters in a tube when they come in. Sean, what was your favorite food from the OC fair?
You stole it. You stole it.
The puffy taquitos. So, yeah, I'm not eating healthy by any means. I'm just eating a lot less. Yes, I should look at your response.
Yeah, probably. As we pause as we're reading each other's texts right now.
Yeah. Sean, did you ever find that Boston cream pie donut Pop-Tarts? Yes, I tried them. They were garbage. I threw them away. But I'll try everything. Give everything a try. Chris, this is from Marcus Jewell. Chris should come to Horror Hound to enjoy Skyline Chili with Sean. Congrats on 2 years, fellas.
Like, right?
Hope to see you soon. It's not that I don't like it. It's just it's not chili. I mean, I didn't think it was anything special. But pour some meat sauce on some spaghetti and call it chili. It's like pouring tomato sauce on a tortilla and calling it pizza. I mean, it's very different.
Oh, hey, Neil and Kyle. How's it going, guys? You guys are out hanging out.
I emailed you again, by the way.
What?
I texted you again.
Okay.
Sorry, we're having a side conversation because we're trying to arrange a surprise that's working out terribly.
No, it's going to be fine here.
It's going to be a letdown for everybody. They're like, Jamie Lee, yes. There'll be no disappointments. Duke fisticuffs. In 1 year, I dropped from 291 to 189.
Wow.
Shit. It was intense for sure. Damn, dude, you're my weight right now.
Good for you.
Yeah. How's Buddy doing? Buddy is good, except for he likes to chew everything, and including wood, like tables, cabinets, molding, crown molding. He's fucking up a lot of stuff. I just bought a prop that's in my living room. It's rather massive, and I actually had to put a child gate up that attaches to the wall for fear of him getting near this prop because he'll destroy it. So.
There's so many questions, so many people.
Bee's knees. Sean, what would you pay for the original rotted Michael Myers from 78 if the guy offered? I don't want it, to be honest with you. It looks like shit. I wouldn't. If he gave it to me, I would take it, but I wouldn't pay for that. I'm sorry. I just wouldn't pay for it. Not in that condition.
It looks pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know.
Thanks, Matt.
I'm not
Lucas.
trying to be mean.
Thanks, Matt Lucas. I appreciate it.
Not trying to be mean, just being real.
Oh. A couple people have asked me if I'm going to be at Son of Monster Palooza in October. I don't think I will be. I think I will be in the middle of shooting a film out of the state. So I don't think I'll be making it. Yeah.
You don't even think you're going to come into town for the premiere?
I'll probably be leaving that the day after it.
Oh, because that sucks. Because I mean, those tie so closely together. That'll work.
When is
out great.
When is Son of Palooza?
It's the week. It's the Friday the movie opens.
Oh. Well, I might be able to go briefly then, but I'm going to guess I'll be leaving Sunday the of that weekend to go out of town for the rest of the year. So.
So you would be here then? You could possibly go to Son of.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Which would be fun because Halloween's coming out that weekend. It would be a joyous time for everyone.
Yeah.
Including me. But I'm trying to think what else people asking. Based on Chris coming to New Jersey.
Horror
Chris
fanatic.
come to New Jersey. I'd love to come to New Jersey. I'd love to go anywhere you guys think I should go. It's a hard thing, you know. It's a hard thing. I've been
trying to convince the promoter Dave Hagen of Monster Mania to bring Chris, because I get inundated with requests for you because everybody thinks that I am in charge of who goes to shows. The promoters have to want the person, right? Because they're the ones that fly them in and put them up, and they have to, you know. And unfortunately, it seems to be that most show promoters don't even give directors really respect. It's mostly they want people that are in front of the camera, that the common, just, you know,
they
random
want recognizable faces. People, they want celebrities, and I get that. I totally get that. But you know, I think we're getting to the point now where you know, directors and craftsmen on films are getting more recognition. You know, I'm not saying me. I'm just saying in general. You know, should start. People want to meet those people, because a lot of people out there are getting more creative and making stuff now, and they want to meet the people that make stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I just looked and it said we have 333 people watching live right now. That's half evil. So
it's half evil. We
half
need
evil.
Full evil.
We need full evil. Horror fan fanatic said, hi, Sean and Chris, big fan. Sean, I can't wait to meet you at Mad Monster Party Expo, and excited to meet the Halloween 3 guests and Killer Clowns guests. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be at Mad Monster. It's the same weekend as Silver Scream, and I haven't decided which one I'm physically going to. So on the fence at the moment on that one. I think we got somebody who's about to join us.
What? Who's joining us? Who would that be?
That would be that spooky face right there.
That spooky face right there.
That's connecting to audio. Says Norman Cabrera is connecting to audio.
And nice.
And he's gone.
And he's gone. Well,
ladies and gentlemen,
Norman,
we want to say a big shout out to Norman Cabrera. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by.
Celebrating 2 years.
2 years.
He was a little chatty, but wait, he's back. Hold on.
Couldn't get rid of him.
There it is again. He's still
there. He is. He's going to do it. He can do it.
Yeah, get it. And he's sideways.
Hey, he's sideways.
Am I live?
You're sideways. You're live, but you're sideways. How's it going, Norman?
I should go this way? Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. I'm never sure with these damn things, you know?
Oh, these damn newfangled technological things.
Exactly. Those newfangled products of the modern age. Here, let me. I had my composition all perfect with my stuff in the back, but now I have to change it, you know? So.
Hi, Norman.
How's it going, guys? Happy anniversary, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Am I still sideways? I'm looking at the YouTube now, and it's like that.
You're not sideways.
You're good now.
Okay, I'm good now. All right.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I was watching the live feed, but it's apparently it's in delay. So now I get it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you? Thanks for coming and saying hello and all that stuff. Thanks for coming,
man. You know, wanted to say hi for your anniversary, man. You know, it's like you guys have an awesome, fun show. I had a blast. I had a blast the last time I was here. So it was great.
Let's recreate that magic.
Let me close out of the delayed image because it's distracting me like crazy. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Now we're in. Okay.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been doing? What are you doing, man?
What am I doing right now? Sitting and talking to you guys.
Boom. There's the answer.
I just I had an insane 3 or 4 months easily. Like this year's just been crazy for a variety of reasons, but I just
like these. Look at these.
Oh well, there's that. Yeah, exactly.
Do I have enough of these?
Man, I you know how it fills me with complete joy that you're like into the ghastly ones. I mean, I think that's really cool. You know, it's like after all these years, like somebody still cares.
I'm that one guy that bought the 3 copies.
Yeah, exactly. You know what's funny about that record is that we did a limited pressing of it. We were like, we're only doing 1,000 of these, and so we'll put them up, and it's sold out in 48 hours.
Wow, all 1,000?
All 1,000 sold out in 48 hours.
That's a fucking hell of an accomplishment.
Yeah, so we had a guy, and it's something, you know, we're not actively like doing that band at all, because Garrett and myself, we do makeup effects obviously and work in movies, so it makes it really difficult to do a band. And so but a guy, just a fan who had a record label called Missing Think Records, said, hey, have you guys ever put out Unearthed on vinyl? And we're like, no. And he's like, well, do you want to do a limited like fan run kind of thing? And I'm like, sure. So he pressed 1,000 in and put it up on his website with no advertising of any kind other than just spreading the word on Instagram. Like, and we sold 1,000 copies in 48 hours, and the first pressing completely sold out. So
that's awesome.
You know, 1,000 in the grand scheme of things isn't really that many records, but for a band like us, it is, because you know, we're just a surf band that was originally from Van Nuys, California.
Yeah, I mean, you guys haven't been active. Surf. You guys haven't been active in like how long?
Probably 12 to 15 years or something like that.
Yeah.
We haven't played live in forever. I mean, our last live show, I have a really bad memory for this, but it's probably got to be 10 or 12 years ago. So something like that, maybe 10. I don't know.
I'm curious, who has the bust that used to always sit on stage? I'm sure you do.
I actually have it, but it was sculpted by Garrett Emmel, and the guitar player in the band. And, you know, Garrett's a makeup effects guy too. And so when we were, you know, starting the band, we wanted to have this mascot for the band that we called Mr. Ghastly. And it was kind of inspired by Eddie from Iron Maiden in a way. So he did a drawing of it, and then we're like, well, we're playing these shows. Let's have a thing on stage when we play. And he sculpted it, and that became kind of like our mascot. So that whenever you see like a Ghastly One shirt or artwork, it usually has that guy in it.
I always like that design.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's see. Somebody wants to know. Laid to Rest 216 says, "Do you guys watch What We Do in the Shadows?" I love it. I do.
We're fans. Yeah, Kate, my wife, Kate, and I. We're especially the movie. I haven't. There's a show, right?
Yeah, the show's funny.
Oh, I haven't. To be totally honest, I've only ever watched the movie, but the movie's fantastic. I should get into watching the show, but we don't end up watching too many full-length programs. We usually pick one or two, and that we stick to that, and then we jump to the next one and play catch up on the next one.
I enjoyed that you called them full-length programs.
Yeah, I know. That's from back in our time, right, Chris?
I don't watch those full-length programs.
Yeah, that's right. Back on UHF.
I like the movie too. The movie's great. I haven't seen the show. Stephanie watches the show. I don't watch the show, but yeah,
it's funny. It's really funny.
PBS, remember PBS specials and stuff? That's PBS is where I saw Monty Python and the Holy Grail for the first time. It was on PBS, which was where I grew up. It was Channel 2. Mm-hmm. And I saw Monty Python and the Holy Grail on there. I want to say I might have seen Tommy on there. It was weird. Like, they would show stuff like that. It was really bizarre.
It was like on Saturday art.
Night or something, you know.
But that was considered art back then, to be a really subversive art. All that stuff back then, it really was.
Yeah,
it wasn't mainstream. Somebody had mentioned, congrats on your municipal waste video.
Oh yeah,
awesome. That was such a blast to do. I mean, Municipal Waste is a band that I got to know just from being fans of theirs, you know, because I love, you know, old school thrash and the stuff from the 80s and all that kind of stuff. And they're a band from now that was doing basically the stuff I grew up with, like the stuff we loved, you know, like a Metallica, but more like Exodus or DRI or you know, that kind of thing. And I got to know Ryan, of all things, through Instagram, you know, and our connecting, our bond was Lancelot Link, the talking chimp. They were watching that on the tour bus, and I commented on it, and it was like we bonded over Lancelot Link, the talking chimp. So there you go.
Well, that reminded me of Nope. Have you seen Nope yet? We were talking about it.
I want to see it, actually. I'm very curious. I've stayed away from the trailers because I think they show too much in trailers now, but I have not seen the film. But I was watching your program before I came live, and I actually liked the movie X. I thought it was kind of refreshing. Mm-hmm. It was
X was a masterpiece compared to Nope.
Oh, okay. You know, it's funny because when you're a horror fan in the year 2022, you have to like let go a little bit.
Yeah.
I disagree, but yeah, I agree and I disagree. I don't know. I think that's the reason why stuff is so shitty, is because we've let go too much.
Well, I don't want to let go. You know, honestly, for the record, I don't want to let go. I want to have my socks blown off.
Right.
I really want to go to a movie and be like, holy crap, that's the new Videodrome, or that's the new you know, scanners, or that's the new whatever. I mean, how often do you really see that? Be brutally honest.
Oh, never. You never.
Okay.
Do. You never.
Okay, so that's kind of my point. So we've lowered our standards, right?
I mean, most people, yes. I haven't, but that just means that I like less stuff, and I'm okay with that, because you know what? I'll just go back and watch all the stuff that I really love. But that's not to say that there isn't stuff that comes out that I do like. That doesn't mean I have to like everything. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I do like new stuff. I like the Black Phone. I love Hereditary, I think, is going to go down in history as a classic. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, there are those movies that come out that I do like, that I think will stand the test of time. It's just, you know, not all of them.
Yeah.
I just spent the weekend with Millie Shapiro, the little girl from Hereditary. She's cool.
Yeah.
Have you seen Black Phone yet?
And I agree with you. Trust me. I haven't lowered my standards to the sense where I want to like everything. I actually don't. I actually movies make, most of the times horror movies make me furious nowadays. And so like we tend to watch non-horror stuff because it tends to be a lot better. The writing is better and all that stuff. So when Kate and I, you know, dig into a show on television, it's typically a streaming, you know, show that we binge watch or whatever the case may be. It tends to not be a horror thing, you know, or if it is, it's a maybe a fantasy thing, you know, or something like that. But I don't know what. Okay, you guys tell me, what is the problem? Why aren't we seeing the new video drones and the new scanners and the new et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? You know, and not remakes, but like original content, original films.
Right. I think there's a lot of reasons. I think one, everybody's too safe. Everybody wants to be safe, first of all. Yeah. And everyone wants to make money. There are less people taking the risk of making a film based on they just need to make this film. Now people make films. Well, what's the point of making a film if it's not going to make the most money that we can get? And I think that's gone. Like, people don't make film just to make a film now. You know, Scanners is a good. David Cronenberg never made movies just to make money. He made the movie he wanted to make, and those people did that. Texas Chainsaw. All these people, they didn't make these movies to make money. They made the movie they wanted to see or that they wanted in. And I think that's harder to do now. And I think it's too risky. People want to be safe and go for the big buck and the success and the sell. I think A. I think B, we don't have video anymore. You know, honestly, like VHS and video and those, I mean, yes, we have Shudder and those outlets and things like that, but just because you make a movie doesn't mean it's going on there. Remember, you could distribute a video or distribute even a DVD of a low budget movie that a filmmaker wanted to make, and it got word of mouth and it became a thing. And I think that's gone now too. So I think it's all about the buck. I think people are just getting greedy. And I think that people are also just trying to the thing that bugs me the most is everyone's banking off history. Like, it's so pandering. Like, it's like, this movie looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it's not. And this show is like The Goonies, but it's not. And it's like, you know, they just ram all this nostalgia down your throat that they forgot to make an original story.
Gotcha.
Well, yeah.
And
there's
Sean,
a lot of that.
What's your take, Sean? What's your take on that question?
I agree with pretty much everything Chris just said. I feel like, you know, a lot of times, you know, especially being as close to the business. I mean, you guys know, you work in the business. You see great movies get ruined by stupid studio people that have no an ounce of artistic bone in their body. They come in and they just say, oh no, we need to change this and we should do, you know, and they ruin shit for dumb reasons. Half of the time it's mostly just to flex their muscle to show that they can do something, you know? And it's like, it's sad that the art gets compromised because of some jackass.
Well, ego has gotten in the way. Money has gotten in the way.
Yeah.
It's all ego. It's all ego, this business.
Remember when all the filmmakers were going, we live in the great golden age where anyone can make a movie now. Anybody can, because of phones and cheap cameras, and anyone can make a movie. And I sat there going, that's not a good thing.
I think that's one of the problems. I do feel that technology the fact that anybody can make something has ruined a lot of things. Like, for example, David Lynch, I think since he went digital with Inland Empire, I think all of his stuff has not been very good, because when he was shooting on film, you were trying to get that shot. You weren't doing 1,000 takes and let's do it this way and this way. I'm going to shoot 15 hours and edit it down to this. I think it made filmmakers more focused, and now they're just
to be.
Now it's just loose, and I feel like the final product suffers because of it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's funny. I watch, I end up watching a lot of YouTube, I mostly watch a lot. There's so much great content on YouTube, and Edgar Wright, he does this Trailers from Hell, which if you ever watch Edgar's Trailers from Hell, they're really, really funny. Like the ones that he does, like for Twitch of the Death Nerve and Suspiria and stuff. And he's a very clever guy. And then I was, doing the YouTube rabbit hole thing. And I went to an interview with him, and he said, for every franchise movie, Hollywood should make an original movie. There should be like a 1-to-1, For every time you make a franchise film, they should make an original horror film. And it's like and spend the amount of time and money on that they do like that. And I thought it's pretty genius. I mean, it's never going to happen in a million years, but I thought it was funny that he said that.
I don't know. I think they do. Hollywood does make a lot of original movies. They just suck, and people don't see them.
Yeah.
For every Halloween franchise movie, or for any, they do make a lot of horror movies, but they're just not very good.
Well, I got a couple things on that. Number one, there's just too much content. There's probably so much good stuff slipping through the cracks because we don't have the time to fucking watch it.
Yeah. I agree.
And number two, if you got something good, leave it alone. Like Black Phone, perfect example. That movie's done. Okay. If you saw the movie, let it be. That's a good movie. That'll go down in history as a good film. You know what we're going to do? We're going to fuck it up with sequels and prequels and everything else.
Yeah. We're going to get the Black Phone 2.
Yeah. Blacker Phone.
Calling back.
Yeah.
So real quick though, and you guys keep talking. I'm gonna have to celebrate here a little. Say my goodbyes.
No.
Oh wow!
I hated. Man, I love Choco Taco. I'm so bummed that. But you heard that they're gonna there's another company that has like a knockoff Choco Taco that wants to start selling them now. So
I'm sure. But let's be real. The Choco Taco is literally a drumstick in taco shape. Come on.
Yeah. But it's so damn good. There's something about eating it in that form, though, right?
I've never had a Choco Taco.
Really? Oh
Never.
My God.
I've had Klondike bars because it's the same company, right? Klondike.
Yeah.
I love Klondike bars.
But there's probably so many people are flipping out about this. They'll probably, we're bringing it back.
Yeah, I know.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be like Kiss, like Kiss saying it was like the last tour ever. And then they've done 72 tours since then.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you brought that up. We were talking earlier, and yesterday I watched the GWAR documentary.
Oh,
you watched it?
I need to still watch that. Yeah.
It's good. It's really good.
I love GWAR. I mean, GWAR was like Scumdogs of the Universe was like on constant rotation at that time when it came out. I saw them live multiple times, and at that moment in time, they were one of my favorite bands.
You have to see the documentary. Is fantastic. But but just speaking of Kiss, obviously they kind of go hand in hand a little, but for obvious reasons. But we're talking about GWAR going on, regardless of who's in the band. The concept of GWAR will go on, and Kiss is now talking about that, right? That Kiss will always go on regardless of who's in. Like when Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons are gone, there'll still be a Kiss. It'll just perpetually go on forever and ever and ever, which I think is a great idea.
Sure, why not?
I mean, why not?
Somebody else can use Paul's backing tracks.
Yeah, exactly. It reminds me of do you remember the old Saturday Night Live? You guys are old enough to remember the 70s Saturday Night Live. They had Elvis's coat in concert. Do you remember that? It's like Elvis's jacket in concert, and they would just play, and it's just sitting with a microphone. There's like nobody really even wearing the coat. It's just draped over a thing.
Right.
It's like it's sort of like that. They should just have the Kiss costumes just draped over on hangers on stage, and then just play the song, and people would be like, "Yeah."
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions
Speaking of David Lynch, anybody seen Crimes of the Future yet?
No, I'm dying
No,
to see it.
isn't that David? You mean David Cronenberg?
No, Cronenberg. Sorry, Cronenberg.
No, I need to see that. I'm an avid avoider of going to actual movie theaters.
Well, it's
I hate to say it.
You can order it now.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It saddens me to even confess this out loud, but I just hate going to movie theaters. It is everything about it is a drag. It's not like, it doesn't feel like how it felt like when I was a kid. I grew up in a movie theater. Yeah. One of my best friends growing up in high school, his dad owned one of those shitty two movies for $1, movie theaters, right? It was like in our hometown. And we would literally go after school and just watch like Jaws on repeat, you know, like a shitty print of it, And it's sort of like, but I don't enjoy going to the movies, but I love watching them. Now it's like, I've become one of those people that I don't mind just sitting there on the tube and watching it. So I want to, if it's streaming now, I'm definitely, I have to see that.
Well, what changed from, I know what you're going to say. I know what the answer is because it's the same as my answer. What changed from then to going to the movies now? Like, what is it that keeps you from going? Is it the drive? Is it the money? Is it the people? Is it the noise? Is it the phones? Is it the, where do I stop? You know what I mean?
It's really all of the above.
Right.
It really, really is. It's all of the above, but mostly just the theater experience. I hate to say it. They make you, when you go to any big chain movie theater, you have to sit through like 20 minutes of really horrible trailers.
Oh, I never go to those. Don't go to those.
And talk shows and bullshit and
commercials.
Maria Menounos and whatever her name is.
Go to Alamo Draft House. I swear to God, it's
that's
only
my
way
style.
To go. Yeah, it's the only way to go to the
house or like Beverly, the new Beverly, and that kind of vibe. That older type vibe of a movie theater still appeals to me. I'll go, like the New Art, for example, is a good example of still a great movie theater.
Yeah.
The New Art, it's people who don't know, it's in Santa Monica, right on Santa Monica Boulevard, right by the 405 freeway.
The Arrow.
The Arrow Theater is amazing.
I went to see the 4K restoration of The Howling. You guys obviously know it's one of my favorite movies. And man, I swear I felt like a little kid watching that movie in there with the popcorn and the way that the vibe of that theater. It's just, unfortunately I'm at that age probably where I pine away for the things that got me excited when I was a kid. And so that felt like that. It was like, wow.
The reason why those theaters work for a moviegoer and the Alamo, the Arrow, the New Art, the New Beverly, the reason why those theaters work is because the people that go to those theaters are people that love movies. Mm-hmm. They love cinema. They love to go and have the communal, respectful experience of seeing a film, and that's why they work.
Well, that's why, like when I went and saw Nope, we went on Monday morning.
Nope.
11 a.m. at the IMAX. There was literally maybe 6 other people in the whole theater. That's how I like it, because no assholes with their phones talking. These people nowadays, they show up like they're in their fucking living room having full conversations at full volume during. It's like, hello, or they got their phones out and the light is. It's like, why do you spend all this money? Because they're not cheap to come to these movies, to sit here and talk and look on your fucking phone. Yeah. How about turning the world off for 2 hours and just having an experience?
Absolutely. It's immersive. When at its best, it really is a transformative experience when you're in the movie theater. And I still love that aspect of it. I still love
when the lights go down. I still get like,
yeah.
Here we go.
And you get that mostly from like the places you're talking about.
Yeah.
The newer movie theaters, even though technically the projection's better and the seating's better, it's weird. It's one of those things that's just it's a mood. It's part of the mood.
Yeah.
That doesn't attract me to it. And again, like what you guys just said several times, the people around you are so annoying. It's like,
so
people,
bad.
like the movie's starting and there's still people checking their phones. It's like, I mean, the movie is starting.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
And you're still looking at your phone. Is it really that important? Go outside.
Stay home and stream the fucking thing. If I mean,
yeah.
I mean, so let's get caught up on some questions here because people are. Let's see. Gabriel R. Johnson III. Hey, Christopher and Sean, sending cheers from San Antonio, Texas. And by the way, y'all need some Texas barbecue, especially you, sir, Christopher. Smoked beef, ribs, brisket, and Lone Star beer. You don't want to see him get the meat sweats, though.
It's not pretty, man. It's not pretty.
Somebody was asking what was on your shirt, Norman. It's Videodrome, right?
Videodrome, that's right. Yeah.
The Ever Scathe says, hails and cheers, sideways, Norman Cabrera. Good to have you back on the show. Great job on the municipal waste video. Such a good... Oh, did we already read this one? Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, it was just someone else saying good job on the video.
Yeah.
Roxanne Splendor. Happy Haunted 2 years. You guys are great. Thank you. Let's see. Hold on. I'm getting lost.
Okay.
It's moving so fast. Jeff Vanian, are you guys fans of the Cramps?
Yes.
I have a love-hate thing with the Cramps.
Yeah.
I like some of their stuff, but some of their stuff I just can't stand. I don't know.
Well, that's like any band, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can go, do you like Van Halen? Well, I love Van Halen, but I don't like all of Van Halen.
Yeah. It's absolutely true. That pretty much applies to almost every band that I like from back in the old days, especially. People went through bad phases with their bands. I mean, it's like if you're around long enough, you're going to make a bad album or two. But I love the Cramps from back in the day. Like it was just kind of like they were this cool weirdo band. They defied description. They were kind of like a rockabilly thing, kind of a surf thing, kind of a garage punk thing, and there's literally no other band like the Cramps. It's like if you try to say like what other band sounds like the Cramps, you can't think of one. So, but I really dug them back in the day.
But now that kind of made me think of a question. Can we think of one band that hasn't had a bad album?
From way back, like
any band. Like, does anybody out there have a band that you're like, you know what, they don't have a single bad album? I'm just trying to think off the top of my head.
Well, the thing is, with bands, most of the time,
the Beatles.
Well, but the funny thing is, even the Beatles. I hate to say it, because I mean, I love the Beatles, but this may offend a lot of people. But my God, I don't ever need to hear another Beatles song ever again.
No, of course not.
It's kind of like, it sucks to say that because yes, of course they're geniuses. They change rock and roll.
Yeah, but that's different than being bad. That's like it's oversaturated. It's overdone. You're like, I got it. I get it. It's overanalyzed. It's overplayed. It's over everything.
But even the Beatles, to be perfectly frank about the Beatles, I think like even towards the end of their career, they didn't really know what they wanted to do. They were splintering in different directions, and some of the songs just go nowhere. I mean. It's like they were experimental, specifically like on Let It Be. They were experimenting with some ideas, and they were trying. It's some stuff just didn't work. I mean,
sure,
they're not completely flawless in my opinion.
They're not flawless, but you can. Every single album isn't great, but every single album has at least two songs that will go down in history as being one of the greatest songs of all time.
Yeah.
Where you're like going, geez, really? So going back to the point, is there a band that has a flawless career? I mean, I really think
nothing immediately comes to mind of like the classic bands from way back, because every band even goes through its rough patches. Like
Van Halen before Sammy Hagar doesn't have a bad album.
The Who had, did some bad stuff in the 80s, I thought.
They did.
The Rolling Stones did some horrible stuff in the 80s.
Yeah.
A lot of those bands, they were around for 20 something years, and then they're trying to adapt to a new audience, and then they're trying different stuff, and you're like, no, it's not working. And Van Halen is probably, you and me, Chris, bond, like at every pool party, we get drunk and start raving about how much we love Van Halen. But Van Halen, is the perfect example. Like, the David Lee Roth era is flawless as far as I'm concerned. And then once they get Sammy Hagar in there, I'm like, no dice, sorry, I can't do it.
I'm a Sharon man myself.
Yeah. Oh, really?
A Gary Sharon man.
Yeah.
It's all about my Sharona.
You're a Van
Halen
guy
that no one remembers.
Let's see. Roxanne Splinter said Black Phone was pretty good. Nope is this weekend. I guess, you're going to see it this weekend. Jason LaPlante says 2 heads, 2 years, 2 awesome. Let's see. Let's talk about this as a kind of a topic. What do you guys think about this supposed Pantera reunion?
Oh no dice, man.
Oh, you mean with Zach Wilde
and Charlie?
That's not that. I'm sorry, guys, but it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable.
That's like having Van Halen without Eddie and Alex.
Yeah, it's like, look, if they want to do a tribute to Pantera, that's fine. Let Phil Anselmo, and the bass player's still around, right? Let them do a tribute to it. But to actually call it Pantera, it's just, why do that? It becomes like a brand name. Like, here's a pair of Levi's. They're not really like the Levi's that you bought 30 years ago, but they're called Levi's. It's sort of like, I don't agree with that sort of stuff, and it's not a bag on those guys at all. I just think in general people shouldn't do that. I think it's just not cool. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
Well, I do have a little bit of inside information just because I'm buddies with Charlie. So I asked him the other day about it, and he said that it was a concert promoter, or I guess who's trying to sell the tour.
Yeah.
He said that they jumped the gun and leaked that news, and it was not supposed to be promoted as a reunion. It was supposed to be promoted as a tribute.
Oh, okay.
So he said that, they've caught a lot of shit because of that. So we'll see where it goes. But Rex and Phil have been doing Pantera sets with Phil's side project. So what's the difference? They added 2 more famous musicians,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I saw the original Pantera. I'm good, Yeah.
I saw the original Pantera too. When we were doing the White Zombie, I was doing the effects, the stage effects for White Zombie. Pantera and White Zombie were doing a co-headlining gig, entire tour, where they would flop headliners every night. Like one night Zombie would headline, the next night Pantera. And I did that tour, doing all the masks and all that junk. And Pantera was absolutely amazing. And that was the tour that Phil OD'd too. It was on that tour. If I remember, unless he OD'd more than once, but I know that, which is possible. But they didn't. One of the shows that we were playing got canceled because Phil couldn't perform, but those guys, especially I don't know. I could prattle on about this, but it was amazing. It was amazing.
Subjective Perspective Collective said I want my $2, but then he gave us $2. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a little Better Off Dead reference.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm looking at.
By the way, speaking of Texas barbecue, Dimebag ordered barbecue anyway several times while we were on tour. and he was just like the guy would give you a big slap on the back, that he was one of those dudes that was just like really a very cool dude. And I kind of feel honored I got to meet him for about 2.5 seconds, so yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'd have to say the best barbecue, and I'm not just saying this, I still say the best barbecue I've ever had in my life was at the Dime Bash. Dave Grohl does his barbecue, or he brings out the whole thing and he does it himself. Yeah. I'm not just saying because Dave Grohl prepared the food. It was fucking insane. Yeah. I mean, like, he had it smoking for like 18 hours. He wouldn't serve it till like it was perfect, and we didn't get to eat till like 1 a.m. We were starving.
That's awesome.
I think something happened. And I can't scroll back and see everything. Hold on. I think I got it going again. Let me see. Eric F. Ragosa Sanchez said, favorite horror dance, Suicide and Return of the Living Dead, Gay Dance and Freddy 2, Ed Harrison Creepshow, Sax Guy and Lost Boys, Crispin Glover and Friday 13th Part 4. Boy, those are all good.
Those are good. That's a good question. I'm going Crispin Glover. It's
a tie between Crispin and Ed Harris, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Linnea Dance and Return was pretty astounding, but the Ed Harris and Creepshow, I mean, come on. That Don't Let Go, like that song? Like, don't let go, don't let go, don't let go. It's like, it's freaking amazing, like.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with my Glover. I'm sticking with
I remember when I was a journalist, I interviewed Crispin Glover and I asked him about the dance, and he was like, that original song that I danced to was Back in Black by AC/DC. He said that's what he was hearing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then they replaced it with Lion. Oh,
Lion.
What was that song?
No way, not tonight.
Oh,
no way.
Yeah. I bought that album.
That's so badass.
Lion record.
Whatever happened to Lion, man? I want to know. The audience, we all need an answer. Everyone's,
that's right.
Everybody is crying out to know whatever happened to them.
Where are they now, Lion?
Where are they now?
In the music.
Yeah.
Let's see.
More super chats.
Yes, Subjective Perspective Collective gave another $2 for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what he's doing. Boy. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm seeing some people's. Some people are responding to the Never Had a Bad Album.
Okay.
Queen. I'm trying to think if I can think of.
No, I can name one or two.
What?
Not great album.
Don't say Hot Space, because Hot Space has some good tracks on it.
Yeah, but does it make it a whole album?
Fucking Under Pressure, Radio Gaga, Calling Girls. I
didn't like that era of Queen, to tell you the truth. I didn't.
Yeah, that's very open to
I know you hate them, Chris, but I was gonna say this one, and Hungry Wives said it too. Sex Pistols had one record.
Well, it's true. They had one record.
Led Zeppelin, Dire Straits, ELO, Slayer. Slayer's got some bad.
Slayer. All right, boom! Somebody hit it. Slayer never had a bad record. In my opinion, but also you're talking to a diehard Slayer fan, but even when it really bugged me that Dave Lombardo left the band, and that bummed me out. And then they brought on Paul Bostaff, who's still a kick-ass freaking drummer, though. I mean, Dave is such an original. He wrote the book on a lot of the stuff that everybody does. And then, so it was a bummer to not have Dave on albums, but when the Paul Bostaff albums are fantastic too.
Somebody got a good one.
I don't hate to say it.
What?
Somebody's got a good one.
I saw one too.
The Police.
Yeah. The Police. Another one. Don Harrison said "Faith No More." I agree with that. I don't think "Faith No More" has a bad album, even going back to the Chuck Mosley days.
Did you see the Andy Stewart documentary?
No.
Yeah, Yeah,
Andy
the guitar
Stewart?
player from
Andy
Please.
Summers.
Andy Summers. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Andy Summers documentary. Did
You're
you see it?
combining Stuart Copeland and Andy Summers.
I did see it.
You're right. You're right.
I
That's
did
my
see that.
dyslexia.
It's a good documentary. I enjoyed that. Did you? Oh, Norman, I wanted to ask you real quick on a side note. Did you watch Under the Volcano yet?
No, that's one I still need to watch.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
I know. But I did watch the Go-Go's one, which was fantastic.
That's a good one, right?
That was a good one.
The Go-Go's documentary was really great.
Yeah.
And it's,
Even
it was
though they
such an
glossed
excellent
over,
time capsule.
they glossed over a whole,
Yeah.
a whole like.
But I'm actually surprised how frank they were about some of the like not so wholesome stuff they did.
Yeah.
So I was actually kind of impressed by that, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But I saw the Go-Go's back in the day. I saw check out this lineup. I saw the Go-Go's, the Fix, and Flock of Seagulls. I saw that tour at the West Palm Beach Auditorium. And but I'm talking about at that time, like 1982. Like it's like that was quite something.
Dr. Wolfenstein said, Sean, the Howling transformation is only 45 seconds longer than the American Werewolf in London transformation. Not bad, bro. I think he's referencing how I poke fun at it in my Horse Hog Grounds episode. But to be fair, I'm poking fun at the fact that she's standing there watching the transformation the entire time and not trying to get out. There was nobody watching David transform. He was by himself. Anyway.
Yeah. No, you know what? But
Shut up and eat
topic,
popcorn.
So Sean, you know why they made the Howling transformation so long, right? And this isn't it's not a setup for a joke or anything.
I was waiting.
It almost sounds like a Henny Youngman setup joke. No, you know why that transformation of the Howling is so long?
No.
Because they screened it for the distributors, and they were like, don't cut a single frame out of this. That Joe Dante tells that story, so I don't know if it's true.
Well, I guess
rightly
that's one.
So I think it's awesome, and they shouldn't touch a fucking thing about that.
I agree with that 100%.
I love it too. No, I love it too. It's just, I was just making a joke. Come on.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
L666 Incubo said, Merciful Fate never made a bad album. Maybe not all great, but sure as hell consistent. Also, congrats and thanks for sticking around. Hail Subspecies.
Oh, nice. I actually agree with the Merciful Fate.
This question is so you could go all day about it. I mean, like it's so open to interpretation. Neil, who we know, Neil Morrill goes, Public Image Limited. You're like, yeah, but I don't even like them.
I do.
You can't even tell me that they made a good album. Like someone else said Rush. I go, I could name a couple bad Rush albums.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a few.
It depends on. Yeah, I mean, it just depends if you're a super fan or not. You're gonna love everything you do.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
Renee L said, "What's the best concert you guys have ever been to?"
Oh,
man, that's a tough one. There's a bunch.
I gotta go. Number one was my first concert ever because I was 9 years old and it blew my mind. Kiss Dynasty Tour. And then as more recent, I got to go with Rammstein. They put on one of the most amazing shows you'll ever see. And any Roger Waters show I've ever been to, that guy puts on the fucking most amazing show you've ever seen visually. So
it's hard to pick just one. What about you, Chris?
Oh, it's too hard. I saw David Bowie. I saw Kiss. I mean, honestly, there's just too many.
Too many.
I don't know. I saw so many great shows. A show I cried at, which was The Nightmare Before Christmas live with the orchestra at the Hollywood Bowl with Danny Elfman and the entire cast. Like I was like, oh my God, I literally on Halloween. It was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had. But rock wise, I mean, I don't know. I've seen
a million. There's so many of them. I mean, there really is truly a million of them. I mean, but where do you even start? You know, I and so many different genres too. I mean, the bands that I've seen live the most over the years, I saw the Ramones like at least a couple dozen times, which their shows never disappointed, even to the very end. You know, like they were still great. They're at the very end. Their 2.5 minute long songs were 45 seconds long. I mean, that's how fast they were playing. But they were always consistently great. I saw Slayer back to the 80s. Every show of theirs was consistently great. I saw, you know, the Cult Electric show at Long Beach was. I felt like at that time, like there was like, I felt like there was like a buzz happening at that time. It was really amazing. I mean, there's little moments like that.
Iron Maiden. I saw were probably one of the most amazing shows I've ever seen.
I actually saw the Synchronicity tour at the Miami Beach at what do you call it, the Orange Bowl, where the Miami Dolphins play. I saw the Synchronicity and the Fix were the opening act for that night too. And I mean, there's just I've gone to a lot of concerts. It's hard to say just one.
God.
You know, really.
Mike Johnson.
It's impossible.
Mike Johnson says Tones on Tail.
I never saw Tones on Tail, but I did see Love and Rockets live. They were pretty good.
I think he meant album wise.
Yeah, right? They have one record though, right? I mean, I think they have, so. But no, I agree. Tones on Tail, and well, I can't say that about Love and Rockets. They started doing that weird techno shit at the end, which I don't know what they were thinking. But Love and Rockets, most of their discography is all amazing. I've seen them a bunch of times back in the day.
Paul Hassenauer. Sorry, did I interrupt you?
I was just trying to go through the super chats too.
That's what I was doing too.
Okay,
just trying to catch up. Sorry, trying to help. I'm just trying to help.
But I don't know which direction you're going in. I'm going in order.
You go. Then you go.
Subjective Perspective Collective said, "Hey Sean, it was great to meet you at Texas Frightmare Weekend. Did Chris get his Scream poster? Just wondering, y'all rock." No, I haven't given that to him yet. I haven't.
What Scream poster?
It's the Scream. It's the yeah. Let's see. Okay, you got Paul. Did you get Paul? Okay,
I didn't read it yet.
Paul Hassenauer. Norman, what is your favorite mask or effect you have created? Love your work.
Oh man. Okay. I mean, the first one that always comes to mind is the Angel of Death. You know, for Hellboy 2. And it's just I had a great time making that. It was just a lot of fun. You know, it's hard to pick just one. Again, it's really hard to pick one thing because there's a lot of different things that were you know, over the years a blast to work on. I mean, but my favorite thing so far, possibly, if I had to only pick one, I still refer back to the Angel of Death. So for Hellboy 2. So, but you know, again, difficult question. The pick just one question is always hard for anything. Like pick your favorite movie. Like what would that be? Like if someone has said to you, Sean, what's your number one favorite movie? What would you say?
The Shining.
The Shining. You can actually narrow it down to just one.
Yeah. It changes a lot, but today it's The Shining. Tomorrow it's Clockwork Orange. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. Then it's The Thing. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like a revolving number one, you know. So
Roxanne.
I lost Chris's picture. Where did Chris go?
Right here.
Oh, there you go. Sorry.
Roxanne Spindler says, any Springsteen fans? We all love Gaga. I don't like Bruce Springsteen.
Sorry.
Not a Springsteen fan. Sorry.
Sorry.
Not knocking him at all, but
not knocking him.
Not knocking him.
I don't hate him.
What he does is great, but I'm not knocking him. But I'm not a Springsteen fan at all.
That's just not my wheelhouse, man. I'm not.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I wasn't born to run. I just wasn't.
Whoa. He was not born to run. Oh,
I just remember that. I remember that video from the MTV days where he's dancing with that girl on the stage.
Courtney Cox.
Oh my God, man! I talk about videos that really made you want to squirm, man. I was like every time that, and I was like, when I was a kid in the '80s, I was glued to MTV. I was just like, you couldn't. I mean, you saw so much cool shit on there because it was, you know, at the time was a cutting edge channel. Not anymore, obviously, but that video would come on and be like, fuck this. What the hell is going on here?
Speaking of MTV, I was just in a music video. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but I'm acting in a music video, and Matt Pinfield was there, and he happened to be in it too. And I was sitting around chatting with Matt Pinfield all day, who's a great guy. But, you know, I was saying to him, you know, if you don't remember him, he was a VJ on MTV.
Oh, I remember him. Yeah.
I was saying to him, I go, I don't understand why MTV doesn't just have a 24-hour music channel where they just play. If they just took the tapes from the different decades and just played them,
them.
I want to see all that old news. I want to, you know,
Me too.
even the commercials. Let it play.
Just let it play. I would watch that nonstop. I wouldn't watch anything else. I would watch it nonstop.
I have in my garage, I have like about 20 or 30 tapes that I taped of MTV, just where I would just put in a tape and just tape. But they're unfortunately Betamax.
No. Well, there was a guy that uploaded, he was doing it for a while. He'd upload like 6-hour blocks of MTV, and I sat there and I just had it on. I was watching, but they always get pulled down. They get pulled down fast.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you guys, somebody mention it, I scrolled through, I saw the comment. Did you guys see all the Rare Kiss stuff that just went online recently?
No.
It all got pulled down.
No, I didn't see that. No.
There was a guy,
mean like concerts and shit like that.
like never before seen.
I did see some of that. Yeah,
real like pro shot stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really? Yeah, I had my buddy Brian like capture all of it, so we have it all.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know what we're doing next time.
So you can't.
That's surprising. There's still stuff around that you haven't seen of Kiss. That's pretty.
I think I personally think there's a endless mountain of stuff of Kiss that we will never see or haven't seen.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much stuff. I think it's so limited. I think those guys are holding on to it like nuggets. Like there's so many concerts and so many videos and so much stuff that they're holding on to, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Almighty Horror said, "Yo, Sean, nice meeting you at Houston Fest. Nice meeting you as well." Daniel Caruso said, did you guys see Cursed? If so, what did you think? The new Cursed, right? I haven't seen it.
No, I just think of that horrible werewolf movie called Cursed, which is
I thought that's what we were talking about.
That was unwatchable.
There's
I worked on that. It's terrible.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Horror fan Addict 78 said, Sean, have you ever seen the video of Danielle Harris talking to Tony Moran where he backtracks everything he said? Thoughts? Yeah, I think she caught him when he was sober. Let's see. What else? That was his moment to try to get his career back, but yeah, Anyway, Roxanne Splendor, I missed all the goodies, but we've seen Springsteen almost 40 times. Jesus Christ. Have you ever seen the E Street Band with Bruce?
Roxanne, you're never going to sell any of us on that. I'm sorry. We love you.
I'm so sorry, Roxanne.
Thanks for being a fan, but you're not going to sell us on.
That's like trying to get me to be convinced that Trump's a good dude. Ain't gonna happen. Did I just go political? Exactly. I'm sorry.
You did. Somebody just real quick. I just want to butt in. Someone wrote, I was going back to the Never Made It a Bad album. Someone said AC/DC because they made the same album every time.
Well, AC/DC truly never made a bad album, though. Really, I mean,
it's true.
It's. I mean, they're one of those bands that, like, even if their later stuff, that the last album they put out, it's still like, fuck yeah, I'll listen to this shit. It's amazing.
It's AC/DC. It's
AC/DC. It's like saying you don't like it's like saying you don't like chocolate chip ice cream. It's like, it's freaking amazing,
Right.
Roxanne Spindler said, do you guys remember the first video they played on MTV? It was the Bugaloos.
Yeah.
Or the Buggles, not Bugaloos.
Yeah.
Video killed the
killed the
radio
radio
star. Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. Do you guys remember the first video you saw on MTV? Like the first time you turned it on, what video I remember.
I didn't have MTV. We couldn't afford
I didn't
it.
either, but the first one you saw, like I went to a friend's house and I remember
first one I saw was Pat Benatar.
Which one?
It was
Hit Me With Your Best Shot?
No. It was I think about it.
You
it was
Better
off
Run.
that album.
You Better Run.
You Better Run. Yeah.
Yeah.
Norman, remember?
I don't know if there's one video, but my MTV experience was my buddy, his dad, who I said earlier owned a movie theater. His dad was the first one to get cable TV in our neighborhood. So I didn't actually even have MTV. We would just go over to his house and watch it. But like, it seemed like there was such a diverse rotation of, MTV, let's face it, a lot of times when people think of MTV, they think of the real obvious 80s stuff, like Cyndi Lauper or whatever. But MTV, like, I remember watching, like, I'll give you one example. I had never seen Van Halen live. I mean, because I grew up in a bubble in South Florida where like nothing cool happened. You know what I mean? So I mean, literally, it was like nothing ever was that cool, And then MTV comes along, and it's like suddenly like this music video for "So This Is Love" is a live clip of Van Halen playing "So This Is Love," and it starts off with that boop bop boop bop boop bop, and he's playing that boogie beat. Man, it's just fucking there. It makes you just want to be like, hell yeah! And then Eddie launches in with the little guitar riff and shit. And I remember watching that video and just being like, holy fuck, man, this is badass. And it really did take the concept of listening to an album to a whole other level, I mean, it was like, okay, you hear the album, you're like, oh, I love this album. This album's amazing. But now you're getting to see them on a TV, and you're getting to see it over and over and over. Because if that video seemed to play like once an hour or something, at least at that time. But even like the stuff that was coming out of England at the time, and cutting edge bands, and even like stuff like Adam and the Ants, their videos were amazing.
Well, that stuff you could only hear on Rock Over London.
Exactly. Stuff like that. But then like watching for the first time, they played the Number of the Beast video, the Iron Maiden, and you see all those clips from horror movies, like they're showing clips from Universal monster movies, like and you see the Wolfman, you see the Crimson Ghost, and you see all the stuff, and you're kind of like, what the fuck, like this is just it was just too good to be true, it just ran the gamut of coolness. And then another one that was a pivotal game changer was the seeing like stuff like Bark at the Moon, for the first time on there and stuff. And you're like, holy shit. Or, and even to be honest, like even I wasn't a Michael Jackson fan, but when they started playing the making of Thriller and they played it for 24 hours and there's Rick Baker, like doing Michael Jackson's makeup. And it was just like in this loop.
That's us going.
I mean, it exposed you to a lot of really cool stuff. And then on Saturday nights, they would do full concerts. Remember that stuff? And so you get to see full concerts of like every band, like even like Triumph and stuff like that. I mean, it's badass.
Sean, do you remember the Kiss concert that they aired on HBO? It was the back. It was Destroyer.
It was Love Gun. Oh no, excuse me. It was Rock and Roll Over tour.
Was it?
Yeah, 76.
Yeah. And that was on HBO. It was like a big giant event. And I had to go to a friend of mine's house because we didn't have HBO. So he invited like 40 kids from school over to watch this concert. And it was that was before MTV, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't have HBO either. So I never saw that until I got a bootleg of it years later, like in the early 80s. I mean, Kiss Meets the Phantom was an event because it was on network TV. And I remember a friend of mine stayed the night at my house and we watched it in my parents' bedroom on their tiny little TV.
Which I'm going to have a movie night outside in my yard, and we are going to watch that movie.
Oh yeah.
So, but Queens of the Stone Age never made a bad album.
Well, there you go.
Not a fan. So I didn't get to say my one video, or the video I saw first.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I had a friend just like you, Norman. I didn't have cable. A buddy of mine got it down the street. Went to his house and he told me what MTV was, and I was like, "What?" He's all, "They play videos 24 hours a day," and he turned it on. And the first video I saw on MTV was "Play the Game" by Kansas.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I remember I would go over to his house and just watch MTV as long as he'd let me stay there. And they probably had 30 videos that they just kind of rotated when they first started. And I remember Turn Me Loose by Saga was on heavy rotation.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, or like Hold On Loosely by 38 Special, or something like that.
Which was also live. I think it was a live one.
But that stuff was great. I think that's probably why my musical taste became so diverse, is because I liked all that stuff. I thought that stuff was really cool. Like if Hold On Loosely, if somehow I managed to hear that song now, I'm still like, hold on loosely,
don't let it go.
Jam it, man,
Isn't it sad? Isn't it so sad what MTV became? Isn't it so like
became a reality show?
It's so tragic. You're like going, really?
Dude, you turn MTV on. You turn MTV on at any time during the day, it's ridiculousness on rotation.
But it's been that way for 20 years now.
But no, I mean that show ridiculousness is the only thing that seems to show on that channel anymore. That guy, that dude that has that show is making a shit ton. Colin Murdy had a good question. Okay. Colin Murdy said, for all three of us, what is the one band you've seen the most? His is Killing Joke.
Oh, they're a great band.
My old guitar player from Malfunction played for Killing Joke for a while. But anyway.
Band that I've seen the most. I've seen Queens of the Stone Age a lot. And I've seen the Ghastly ones a lot.
Well, that's good. That's only because you're my friend and I twist your arm. I give you free drink tickets to show up back in the day. No.
For me, it's Kiss, Psychedelic Furs, and Descendants are probably the three I've seen the most. Like I always go see them.
Yeah, the two, I said it earlier already. The two that I saw the most since the early '80s, or I guess the Ramones I saw before Slayer, but is Ramones and Slayer. Those two, and then the third after that, it's hard to say. But the Ramones and Slayer sort of represent like the positive and negative aspects of my musical interests, I suppose. So
Dr. Wolfenstein, I don't know, he's asking me this question. I will put it to all three of you. Did you ever see Cliff Burton play live?
No, I wish I did.
I did.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Master of Puppets tour, Long Beach Arena, opening for Ozzy on Ultimate Sin.
That's badass.
That's where I saw him.
I saw that tour.
First time I saw was Jason, but how was
I saw so many bands at the Long Beach Arena. So many.
Yeah, well, that's where everybody played back in the day.
That was my jam, like Long Beach. You go to Long Beach Arena. Fuck the Forum. Fuck all that shit. It was Long Beach Arena.
Yeah, I saw lots of concerts at Long Beach Arena.
I had a disadvantage because I moved to LA in '85. So I think Cliff was dead by then. I think, right? And
he died in 85, didn't he?
Yeah, like early 85, I think, right? And so like and like I said earlier, I lived in a bubble in Florida where nothing cool happened, So my musical knowledge and my ability to see really rad shows expanded
86.
Like in 86, 85, 86, Yeah. So
yeah, because he died like 3 months after I saw him.
Oh, he died in 86. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about it, and at that point I had still had not seen them live. Because I moved to LA in August of '85. So,
God, I was the biggest Metallica fan. You couldn't even.
Same here.
I was the hugest Metallica fan.
Yeah.
Classically Deceased asked, "What did you guys think of the music video for Michael Jackson's Thriller when it was first released?" We kind of
loved it. Yeah,
great video.
Lost my mind.
Yeah, directed by John Landis, and Rick Baker did the makeup effects, and you know, it was the video itself. You know, I couldn't stop watching it because it had monsters in it.
Yeah,
you know, it was like I honestly did not care one bit or even know. I knew Michael Jackson from the Jackson 5 show on the 70s when you were a little kid, you know. And it was fine. It was kind of pop music. I didn't dislike it. I just didn't like it, you know. And it wasn't something that entered my radar. But when Thriller came out, it was like just seeing the zombies and all of Rick's work and the werecat creature. I mean, it was amazing. It was incredible.
Yeah, it changed everything. It changed. I mean, and especially brought makeup effects into the mainstream. One of the things that brought it into the mainstream. Mine was Beat It, though, because I knew that Eddie Van Halen played on Beat It, and I was like, it's fucking Van Halen's on Beat It, yeah, and that gave him cred. You know, it did exactly what they wanted to do with Michael Jackson. It gave Michael Jackson cred, rock cred.
Right.
You know,
right.
And Sammy Kerr from Trick or Treat is in the Beat It video. He's one of the gang members.
Really? I had no idea.
Tony Fields, who played Sammy Kerr. If you watch the video when they walk into that like restaurant or whatever, and you see the guy pull the girl's hair back and kiss her, that's him. That's Tony Fields.
I had no idea that was him. Yeah. Wow. Good little bit of trivia there. I didn't know that.
Brad Blitch said, "Grats on 2 years. Nelson, the Rehall nerds are for sure going to have a time with the new mask. The mold is super cool, extra tragic. P.S. Norman is a cool dude, seems very down to earth. It's how he comes off on camera. Don't let that fool you." Man behind the mask said, "Have you all ever seen the 1989 film Intruder?" Yeah, of course. Scott Spiegel directed that one, right? It's the Sam Raimi's in it. It's the one that takes place in the grocery store.
I hate to say it, I don't remember it.
I don't remember it very well either.
No, I don't remember it. I got stumped.
Remember this one?
Intruder.
It's called Night of the Intruder overseas, but this is an overseas Blu-ray.
Night of the Intruder.
Man, you got me on that one. Does it have a monster in it?
Remember this?
I probably, because it's a slasher. You don't like slashers, Norman.
I'm not the biggest slasher movie fan, to tell you the truth, but you know, I don't remember that. But not to say I wouldn't watch it. I mean, you know, I actually if I could, where can I find it? In other words, it's on YouTube or something. You know,
Tubi. It's on Tubi.
Okay, I'll check it out.
I mean, it's a fun slasher film, but if you don't like slasher films, you won't like it.
It's not that Eric, I don't like them. I'm not a slasher like fanatic like a lot of people are. You know.
Eric F. Ragosa Sanchez said, "Favorite devil-related song by a real or fake rock band? Mine is Devil Take Me by the fictional Moloch in a Chips episode from 1982. Elvira also made a guest appearance as a friend of Paunch's." Wow, you're going deep fucking
that's
cut,
deep.
Dude.
I'm going before I dart to the bathroom. I'm going to Number the Beast. I'm going Number the Beast.
I was going to say, how can anybody deny Number of the Beast? That's the one. Yes, of course.
I got to go Year Zero by Ghost. I mean, come on. How many different ways you can say the devil's name in that one? Come on.
I'm going to be, I might be vastly unpopular, but I don't dig Ghost.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
You know what? I think if you listen to their first couple records before they got really polished and commercially, I think you would really dig their first two albums. Have a really cool retro sound that they don't seem to capture anymore.
Yeah. I mean, but like to answer his question, I think I mean, God, when you say like, what's your favorite satanic, metal song? My answer to that would be only all of them.
Yeah.
But Number of the Beast is like, how can you not love that intro with the deep voiced voiceover, where he does that little intro thing. It's just, I mean, it's so damn good. And the song is just like one giant hook. I mean, really, it's like so damn good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wonder who did that. Whose voice is that? Whoa.
Yeah, that's a good trivia question. There's actually, it's a well-known British voiceover actor, but to be honest, I'm my brain's blanking on it right now. But it's a well-known voiceover guy. That I can't remember right now, but voiceover people are kind of their own thing. I love the guy that does all the voiceovers in the Argento movies too, like in Demons and everything. God, I love that guy's voice. It's so cool.
Sherelle, I don't know if it's pronounced Sherelle Cormack, said, Norman, what was your favorite makeup you did for The Walking Dead? I recently drew a walker from the show that took 525 hours, artist. I'd love to know what you worked on.
I did a bunch of them. I don't have a favorite. I mean, to be honest, the Walking Dead was, I worked on that for what, 7 seasons or something like that. Mm-hmm. Man, the stuff is actually churned out very, very, very quickly. I mean, we didn't have any time really to prep a lot of that stuff. So a lot of times it would be like something would get set on your table, and then it was off to set. Like we built all the stuff here in LA. They shipped it, to Atlanta out there where my buddies like Kevin Wasner and Garrett Emmel would do their application on it and stuff like that. But I sculpted hundreds of pieces for Walking Dead, and I honestly couldn't tell you like one specific one, that's like my favorite or something like that. I'm sorry, I don't have a better answer for that one.
No problem. Steve Wade wants to know, says, hello from Pensacola. Been watching since episode 2. You should check out episode 1, Steve. It's actually pretty good. Do you guys still buy t-shirts at concerts? I used to always buy them back in the day, but I refuse to spend $40 to $50 for a regular shirt now. Well, here's my take on that. I buy one almost always to just support the band, because that's literally how they're making their money now. Because of streaming and everything and people stealing music, merch is the only way these bands survive. So unless I just fucking hate every shirt they're selling, I always buy a shirt. Same here. I take that approach too. Like, why not the bands on tour, especially if you're talking about a smaller or maybe even mid-level band, Metallica could probably care less whether somebody bought their shirt. Not saying that in a bad way, but they're not relying
because they have a whiskey and a car and everything now. They're like Kiss now. Like Metallica's like Kiss now. So.
Yeah, I mean, Kiss. Hey, more power to them. I'm not saying that as a slag, but a lot of these bands that are like mid-level or smaller bands that they're relying on tour merch to keep their gas in their vehicle to keep going. I always purchase shirts. I try, especially, and also too, I'm at the show, I'm having a good time, and I want to have a memory of the night. You gotta have a shirt.
Although they're really bad, they have bad shirt designers. Like, I want to become a concert shirt designer. Like, I think there would be big money in that, because some of those shirts are bad. Like, really?
Sometimes there's some bands that like really spend a lot of thought into their shirt designs. I know, having worked with Municipal Waste, like they're so into the artists that they choose for their shirts. Like, every shirt has to be badass, and that's kind of like, if you have someone, a member in the band who really cares about the art, then you're going to end up with a really cool shirt,
Let's see here. Sinister Ambiance said, best Slayer song is Read Between the Lies.
Man,
don't know that one off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
I know it. I just I can't pick a best Slayer song. It's just impossible. I really can't. I'm too much of like hardcore into them to tell you the truth. I just love. I listen to I don't listen to one song by them. I usually listen to albums. So like if I'm in my car and I put on one of their records, I just listen to it from beginning to end, and it's almost like one big song. So.
All right.
What else we got? We got more questions.
There's lots of stuff. There's tons of stuff in here. I'm just curious. Well, actually, I have a whole thing of stuff I've been ignoring. Let's see.
Stuff I'm ignoring, which is everything.
My photo guy texted me. He needs to come here and drop off pictures for upcoming conventions. Oh, let me ask you, Norman. You being a horror guy, monster guy. I don't know if you caught what I was saying earlier about my thoughts on the Munsters trailer. What did you think?
Allow me to be brutally honest. I thought it was absolutely terrible. Mm-hmm. and you know what? I heard what you said actually about the cutting of the trailer. You're like, well, it wasn't cut very well. So the guy who cut it should be fired. The guy who cut it was probably Rob Zombie.
Probably right. You're probably right.
Who is he going to let somebody else cut it? I'm not trying to bag on the guy or anything, but man, why? Just why? And maybe I'll get some hate mail about this, but why do the Munsters? Seriously, why? It's especially like that. It's not bringing anything new or fresh to the table. It's just,
but isn't it kind of funny?
Very sad,
But isn't it kind of funny though how the Munsters has been redone how many times now, and nobody seemed to care before. Now everybody cares because Rob's doing it.
Well, how much are they going to care? It's going into streaming.
I worked on one of those Monsters things.
Yeah, I know. Chris did the makeup on one of the Munsters, the one that Steve Johnson did, right?
I did.
Oh, it's your fault. It's your fault.
No, the one that Chris did, actually, I never watched the movie, but the one that Chris did actually had the best adaptations of the makeups in it. And I'm not just saying that because you're my friend, Chris. Honestly, I'm being 100% sincere. It was like that was Steve Johnson's shop, right? Yeah. So the makeups that came out of that particular attempt at the Munsters they were really clean. They're really beautiful. Did Bill Corso work on those too?
I can't remember. I know we shot that in Australia. It was me and Dave Dupuis.
Yeah.
Dave did Grandpa. I did Herman every day. And I think Bill had just left or something.
Okay.
Maybe.
But anyway, nevertheless, the quality of those makeups are beautiful. I never watched the show.
It's a terrible show. But the thing about it is, I always go back to like Fred Gwynne. It's kind of like going back to our discussion before about Slayer and going back about Pantera and going back about even Van Halen, where you're going, it's like without Fred Gwynne, it's like Van Halen without Eddie Van Halen. Fred Gwynne made that his. It was so quintessential. That show wouldn't be what it was without Fred Gwynne and Yvonne DiCarlo and all that. I think personally,
I agree with you 100%.
To try to do it again is, I don't see a point. I don't see the point. I'll double down on what you just said. It's like the comedic timing of Ed Gwynn or Fred Gwynn and Al Lewis and Yvonne DiCarlo, and it's the comedic timing and the chemistry that they had. It's like trying to recreate Gilligan's Island with a different cast, or try to recreate the Brady Bunch with a different cast, or whatever. You probably,
I love those Brady Bunch movies.
Do you? Maybe that's a good example of where they got it right.
It also goes back to what we were talking about of horror movies these days and stuff too, where you're going, do you think maybe he knows that and they know that, but what they're doing is they're pandering to a new audience. These the parents that remember the Munsters now have kids, and now they're gonna go and take their kids to see the Munsters. They don't know Fred Gwynn. They don't know the old original Munsters. They're gonna go see this crazy, wacky, schlocky movie and go, this is great. Where's this been all my life? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a pandering to a new audience kind of.
That's like that. That's an excellent positive attitude spin.
Well, you know what? I do think that's what made those Brady Bunch movies work, is they kind of spoofed themselves, though. They spoofed themselves.
Yes. Yes.
And those, I love those movies. I think they're
good
fun.
movies. They're really fun. They're really subversive. They're really dark and weird and very perverted movies. I like those Brady Bunch movies.
Well, Sean, you bring up a good point there. It's like the Brady Bunch movies work because they're putting a different spin on it. Yeah. Where it's sort of like it's like one of the first, what do they call it, meta movies or whatever, you know, like the self-referencing, you know, sort of stuff. But this new Munsters movie doesn't feel like that at all. It just doesn't even feel like anything. I don't know, but anyway, I will just say that when I saw that video, I was like, my only reaction was wow. When I saw the trailer.
I almost texted you, Norman. I almost went, did you see the new Munsters video? But I didn't want to like, it's like, I already knew what you were going to say. And I mean, it's exactly what I thought when I first saw it. I was like, what the fuck is that? You know,
or fan addicts. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to another question.
Yeah.
Or fan addict 78 said, Chris and Norman, do you think that in years to come, CGI will replace makeup effects artists like yourselves?
Well, they've been saying that for the last 20 years, so it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. I think someday, eventually, when we're dead and gone, yes.
I think when I don't think we'll be replaced in any other way, any differently than like a director of a movie is going to be replaced. You know, there's still going to be somebody making something that you put in front of a camera. I really
sure, but I think it'll become less and less. Not in the near future, I don't think, but in time, I think cinema will change drastically in time. I'm talking a long time from now. Cinema will change, and it will be made differently, and it will be created differently. It'll be crafted differently, and I personally think that in time, there won't be anything real in movies. It'll be almost an animated film. So, you know,
they'll be inserting a chip in the back of someone's brain, you know, who's been burned up by the lack of ozone.
Exactly.
L666 Incubo said, Sean, if you like Ghost, I highly recommend The Devil's Blood. Also, anyone a Radio Werewolf fan? Never heard of them. Hold on, I gotta grab my pictures.
Yeah. I know one of the guys from Radio. I remember Radio Werewolf from the 80s. They were like a LA band. There was this guy named Evil Wilhelm who's actually like a big collector now. But I remember Radio Werewolf. I can't say that I'm necessarily a fan, but I remember them playing in LA when I first moved to LA in the mid 80s. They were still around. You saw their posters everywhere. They were a local LA kind of death rock band, but they never really kind of went beyond just being a club band as far as
I mean, that regardless of whatever it is they produce, the name is fucking awesome, and
it's a great name.
It's a great name.
But I think they were like an LA club band.
What was the name? I was watching the GWAR documentary, and there was a name of a character they came up with, which I was like, that is the best name for a character ever. It was like Skullhead Man or Skullhead something like.
Well, how can you not love Odorous Urungus?
Well, yeah, there's that.
That's fantastic.
But there's
you guys were
something
talking about Dave Brocky. You know, like he was the original singer.
Yeah,
I'm curious about seeing the documentary because I'm sure they talk about Dave Brocky's.
The whole thing's about him.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. My friend, I want to give a shout out if she's listening. Margaret Rolicki is she does the effects for GWAR now, you know.
Oh, cool.
she's probably in that documentary.
Could be.
And they're going on, they're touring constantly. I think they're going to Europe now and stuff and everything, but GWAR's still out there, even though Dave Brockie isn't their singer anymore. They're still keeping it alive. And I just love how utterly irrelevant, like, we don't give a shit attitude that band has. I mean, they literally are out to insult everyone. They're like the Monty Python of hard rock, heavy metal, because they just look at society and they were like, we're gonna fuck with everyone, and I love that. That's fantastic.
Well, everyone should see this documentary, even if you don't really know who they are or even like them. See the documentary, because it really gives you an insight about what that's about, and the art, a lot of the art and the attitude behind art that went into the band. And for whatever reason, whether you agree with it or not, there's a tremendous amount of really confident, like, stick to your guns art about it, and they go into the whole thing about, there was a moment where they could have sold out and got to the next level when they signed with Metal Blade. Metal Blade was merging with Warner Records and all that stuff, and they had a moment where they could go to the next level, and the reason why they didn't, and the reason why that happened, even though later on in their career they all look back and go, we should have fucking done that. But it's a really well done documentary. I guarantee you'll love it. It's fantastic.
I haven't even seen it yet, and I can tell you I'm going to recommend it to everybody, because
it's on Shudder. It's on Shudder.
I went to, Margaret herself told me, oh, I think it's on Shudder or on Hulu or something. And when I went to look for it, it literally had not been posted yet. It was like being posted in like 48 hours or something like that. So I haven't had a chance to see it, but I'm actually very, very excited to see it.
It's on Shudder. We watched it we watched it last night. So it's great.
And my arm is probably still stained from the early 90s from their blood. I mean, there was these crazy, fans back in the day that they'd go see him play, and they would literally stand like they chop off, George Bush's head or something, and like blood would spray into the audience, and it was this fountains of this heavy red,
it was food grade blood. It was food grade powdered dye from France.
That's exactly right. And you know how that stuff is. You worked with that before, I know. It's that stuff stains the shit out of everything. So I would never get too close, because you would get showered by their blood, and then you'd have a bright red face for like 2 weeks. So I would stand a little bit further back, but I got hit one time in the arm, and the spots of blood that got on my arm, like, literally were there for 2 weeks. It was just insane. They're excellent. And if you're a heavy rock fan out there and you've never heard of GWAR and you want to get a taste of them, go for Scum Dogs of the Universe. I mean, the guitar playing is so damn good, and Dave Brockie is on point, man. It's kind of like,
that was their second album,
like the Apex album. I mean, they're really, it's fantastic.
The Everskade said, you guys heard the new Megadeth songs? What do you think? I watched the video.
I'm into it. I love them. They're great. And I like
Megadeth?
The video, like that has the mask, like the Vic Rattlehead mask and stuff. I mean, I think that's just so cool. I mean, come on. If you're a fan of that genre, how can you not absolutely love that?
I've been a big Megadeth fan forever. Even when people were like, I hate Dave Mustaine singing and all that shit. Well, I'm like, I love Megadeth. I'm not crazy about their latest stuff. It feels a little forced and contrived. I feel like when you're that age,
need some Elfson in there.
Yeah, but I also think too, they need to update it more. They need to get a little more updated and change their vibe. But I mean, I love Megadeth. I mean, I've always liked those guys, even when people bagged on them.
Well, Dave's voice is tough to get over, even back in the day. Like you'd have to be like, I want to like Dave. I just want. You have to have that suspension of disbelief, because his voice was always kind of that really, like nails on a chalkboard, kind of thing. But
he can't sing.
It's like you have to. Once you get over that, you if you're invested in it, the music is amazing. It's so
amazing.
Good,
it's incredible.
So,
yeah, I see my buddy AJ Good just posted on here from the House of Masks, said, "Congrats on 2 years, fellas. Are we talking about GWAR?" I know he's a big GWAR fan. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, House of Masks, he has a lot of. I think he just scored an actual staged used GWAR mask recently, I believe. He's got a insane collection that I got to go see in person one day.
Going back to Megadeth, Holy Wars is probably one of the best songs ever written. In that genre. I mean, it really is. It's incredible, that song.
I love
Epic.
Dave Mustaine. The greatest thing about Mustaine's compositions is that you're like, wow, that's a cool riff. And then you're like, oh, here comes another one. Oh, here comes
then another
like
one.
a fifth one and a sixth one. And you're like, okay, where is this going to go? Oh, wow. He puts like 8 cool riffs in one song. And you're like, sure, man, I'm in,
And the other thing I loved about him is that he's one of the very few thrash artists that put a lot of funk into their music. I find there's a lot of Megadeth songs that have a lot of funk in it. Where you're like, what the fuck? How did he slip that into that? I don't know how he did it.
He also said he grew up. If you ever watch, I think it's on YouTube. There's like a behind the music or something on Megadeth. I want to say it's behind the music or something like that. But he talks about his older sister sort of exposing him to soul music and stuff like that from the 60s. Like pop soul and like Motown and all that kind of stuff. Like his older sister like exposed him to like stuff that was outside of the heavy metal realm, So I think a lot of that stuff sort of filtered into his music too.
It makes you wonder if he hadn't left or got kicked out of Metallica, what Metallica would have been like. I mean, no offense to Kirk Hammett, because but it would have been interesting to hear more songs with guitar solos that didn't have a wah pedal going on the whole time.
Yeah, I know. It's easy, it's easy to bash on Kirk, but he did great stuff though too.
People bash on Lars too, and I think Lars has written some of the most memorable, epic drum beats of all time. And maybe he's not consistent, but fuck, he wrote some great stuff. He
did, even if they're not in time, which I think you're supposed to be when
you know what. I'll be honest with you though, I feel as a drummer. When I played live, and you're a drummer too, Norman. When I played live, not using a click, it feels so much more organic than trying to play to a click. Playing to a click, I feel robotic.
Yeah, but I'm talking. Take the click away. You're still supposed to be in time.
Yeah, I know, but there's but if you're a good enough drummer, I mean, no drummer. Without a click, no drummer is perfect.
No, I
disagree. I disagree.
No, there's 100%. A lot of drummers that their meter is so perfect.
Good.
Everybody slips up occasionally.
I'm not saying that to be a contrarian, honestly, but no, there's drummers that nobody started really playing to a click. It started becoming a popular thing, like much more into the modern era. You know? Whatever the modern era may be. But like, Dave Lombardo wasn't playing to a click, and that guy's a freaking machine, man. It's like,
dude,
stuff like that. And even with timing changes and stuff, Slayer has a million timing changes in their songs, and the meter was always perfect. But that's not to slag on Lars. Lars had a loose feel, but that added to the vibe of the songs too, so.
I bet you if you went back and listened to some of those early Slayer songs and you put a click to it, it would veer off just ever so slightly. You know what I mean?
Well, you can't, but that's not a fair.
That you can't.
experiment.
Okay, well, is he perfect or is he not perfect, guys? You can't have it both ways.
Look,
That's completely different.
Boom.
Because you're not allowing for feel.
Dropping it.
You're not allowing for feel. There's got to be breath between the beats.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, you're not.
Not
You're
playing to a
talking
click.
about-
You can have more of a vibe.
No, there's a difference between putting a breath between a beat and a fucking being off time.
No.
Or you're just
either you're on
behind it
time or you're not on time.
No. A
horseshit.
click really doesn't mean anything. Like, because there's
You're not a drummer, Chris. Shut up.
Yes, I am.
There's
I have an
drummers
excellent beat.
There's
Ask Norman.
drummers that can play to a click that don't sound in time, too, which is weird. But like if you put Buddy Rich or somebody to a click, or Neil Peart, I'm sure there wouldn't be, the click wouldn't be exactly on time, but that's not the point. The point is the feel. Drumming is a feel, and if the feel is on time and very, very measured, that's what really matters.
That's what I'm saying. As a drummer, I feel that it feels so much freer to play without a click. When I play with a click, my mind is constantly going to hit that beat to make sure that I'm always on. Where without it, I feel I have more of a groove. You know what I mean?
Of course, but that's very different. That's a different conversation than talking about the sloppiness of Lars Ulrich, who is all over.
We veered way off of that. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Poor Lars, man. The guy gets no respect.
I don't know why you guys are bashing on me like this. I did the best I can. Okay.
Yeah. that was a good Lars, man. That was awesome.
I've been working on it now in the end.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean, he had a good feel, especially on those earlier records where he wasn't playing it, because I think Bob Rock made him play to a click, right? And then his stuff got stiffer. Ironically, Bob Rock made him use a click, and his stuff got stiffer. But the earlier stuff where he wasn't, then it was a little looser. But here's a good example. Charlie Watts, right? It's like he has a very loose vibe, but he's always in the pocket, it's like his style, Charlie's style, is very, very loose, but he's always in the pocket. That's really,
he's a half beat behind.
Let's finish
questions and then wrap this up.
Captain Casual had retracted his message. I saw it too. It was something about Halloween being. I saw it. I read it. It had not. I don't think it had anything to do with the movie. It had to do with the holiday, I think. But he retracted it.
I saw that one. Yeah.
I don't know why he retracted it. 80s Monster Kid said, Norman and Chris, doesn't care what I think. Is there any talk of a new werewolf movie coming to the big screen?
Yeah, the one I'm working on. That's all I can say right now. No.
I know of a couple, actually. Yeah.
Sinister Ambience wants to know, or it says Lombardo's the best metal drummer.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And let's see, Barry and Emmy Do Stuff said drumming feel is natural. Drumming feel is natural with the bassist. Well, obviously, I mean the bassist and the drummer have to lock in.
You got to lock in, yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Favorite metal drummers. I would say Lombardo, Benante,
Bill Ward.
Joey from original Slipknot drummer. Nothing against. Is it Max Weinberg's kid? I think it's who's the current drummer. He's amazing, but Joey Jordison was man. That guy was.
Well, I mean, Iron Maiden guy and
Nico
Tool,
McBrain. Yeah,
I mean Tool. The guy in Tool is like.
Yeah, no, that guy is a fucking that guy, the Tool guy.
Yeah,
Danny Carey. Yeah, Danny Carey. I even though he wouldn't take a picture with me at NAMM, I still give him props. Mike Portnoy, he's good, but he's very. I feel like Portnoy is one of those guys that can play anything, but I don't like his style. I don't think Portnoy has a style. I think he can replicate anybody's style. He's more of like It's like he's a computer. He's a human computer, which is not a knock. I like groove drummers. I like drummers that, like Stephen Perkins from Jane's Addiction, you know, guys that have real style and finesse. And obviously Neil Peart was, you know, the master.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to give a shout out to a friend, but Dave Whitty of Municipal Waste. Guys, if listen to that guy's drumming, seriously, he's a freaking legend, man. He's so freaking good. I mean, I'm just like in awe of the stuff that guy does, you know, and it's not just because he's a friend. Seriously, like I compliment Chris, he's a friend, you know, but the guy's amazing, you know, really,
one of my
great drummer.
All-time favorite drummers, even though it's more hardcore than metal, is Mackie from the Cro-Mags.
Yeah. Well, those guys, like heavy hitters like that, are just really good, you know.
Watch that guy play. There's videos on YouTube. If you look up Mackie drum cam Cro-Mags, I've never seen a drummer play like him. He almost, it's like he's leaning in off of his seat and like playing on his toes. It's the weirdest, most awkward thing. I don't know how he does it, but it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, speaking of old school hardcore drummers, was Chuck Biscuits in DOA. I mean, man, that for Hardcore 81. Listen to the drumming. If anybody's never heard of the album Hardcore 81 by DOA, go drop what you're doing and listen to it right now, because it's Chuck Biscuits on drums, and that guy is an absolute monster. And he went on to join Danzig. Yeah, you know. So he's in the original classic lineup of Danzig. But Chuck, I mean, I would put Chuck up there with like one of the best rock drummers of all time. Yeah, you know, I mean, the guy's just like absolutely incredible, you know, and just his precision and his speed and just everything is fantastic, you know. So
last I heard, he was working at Best Buy.
Well, I mean, he dropped out of he's such a low key guy. I mean, I was lucky enough to get to know him as well back when I was doing stuff for Danzig, and he's really low key. He's like the opposite of a rock star. You know, he's like a really mellow dude, and he just dropped out of you know, the limelight and was like didn't want to do it anymore. And you know, but this one of the sweetest guys on the planet. He's a really cool dude.
Okay, real quick, like, I think we should have to
wrap it up.
Mention that, but also, I mean, we had some people pass away recently. Tony Dow, Paul Sorvino, and the one that killed me the most, David Warner. I was such a massive David Warner fan. Tron, Time After Time, Time Bandits, The Island. Such a great actor, man. I was so bummed, and such a sweet guy. If you ever met him, just such a really nice guy.
Yeah. There's a lot of people, you know, in our circle, and people that we're fans of, and not just people that we're fans of, but a lot of, you know, people that we all know. I can tell you, I've lost a lot of personal friends over the last couple of years. It's just, it's really unfortunate, you know. I mean, it's a lot. It's tough times, and for whatever reason, you know, like a lot of people are dropping out, sadly, you know. So.
Well, I mean, it's harder when you get older. That's the thing that I'm finding as you get older. That's the hardest part about getting older. It's not the aches and the pains and the ailments and the all that shit. It really, honestly, is people from your childhood, people that you grew up with, people that you admire, and friends start kind of passing away, and it gets, that's the tough part. That's the toughest part about getting older, man.
Oh yeah.
Fucking sucks. So you
start, you lose you lose heroes, and you lose friends, you know. It is a sad, you know, thing, but it's, you know, it's part of life, you know. I guess you have to keep chugging ahead, you know what I mean? Like keep going for it. So.
I think chugging ahead, and also appreciating the people that are in your life more than you know than maybe you used to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I think looking around and going, appreciating your friends and things, because you get older, man, you don't know.
I think
the one thing I found, you know, after being around the amount of time that I've been on this planet, is like, no matter how much time you spend with somebody, it's never enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's never enough.
Yeah.
I think the for me, like, one of the hardest things about doing what I do, managing the celebrities for personal appearance thing, is watching your clients get older and pass away. And, I've lost quite a few, and then seeing the ones that you're so close to get older, and you start to think about it, I mean, I was talking to Tom Atkins yesterday. I mean, Tom's 84.
Wow.
And we were talking about I called him because I had a show offer for him. And, he said to me, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do these, but I'll do them as long as I'm able, because I love them and I love meeting the fans and it's so much fun. Mm-hmm. But it's that reality of like, I mean, dude, look at the people I just named, they were in their 60s and early 70s. Tom's 84, mm-hmm. and, you just never know when you're going to get that call. And, and like, healthy people are dropping dead left and right. Yeah. I mean, I see in the comments, somebody just asked me how Ted White is doing. I honestly don't know. I haven't spoken to Ted, and it's been about 7 or 8 months. And the last time I went over and saw him, which was less than a year ago, he didn't remember who I was, mm-hmm. and it was hard, Yeah. I mean, and then he would come in and out. Like I sat there with him and was watching TV with him, and he was asking me what I did for a living and stuff. And then all of a sudden he'd look over at me and would go, "Hey, remember that time when we were in Chicago?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's back, Yeah. But it's only going to get worse. I mean, I think that might be the last time I ever have a real conversation with him,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's
sad.
Hard.
It's hard the way the world is going to appreciate people and to be kind and be nice and to be positive. It's difficult, man, with all the shit that's going on out there. But the people that are close to you, the people you like, people you admire, people that inspire you, just try to suck it up right now as much as you can get. And
you see that when I see them, I remember the last convention I saw George Romero at, the last convention I saw Sid Haig at, and I was looking at him going, "This is it. I'm never going to see this guy again. I know it. Just look at him. And it's not like I would never take anybody. I would never try to get somebody to do a convention in that condition. I feel that's like elder abuse. But if they want to be there, sure, because if they're really felt like Stan Lee didn't need the money. That dude came to conventions because he loved the love. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He loved the fans telling him how much they loved his work. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. No. Well, let's wrap it up, guys.
On that happy note.
No, but you know what? No, honestly, but that goes to like everybody watching and everybody listening and everybody that keeps tuning into our show. Thank you so much for keep coming back. It's been 2 years, which honestly, I never thought in a million years that we'd be 2 years into this. And I appreciate Norman for coming in and saying hi and being my pal for so long. And we go back so long, and Sean and thank you guys for tuning in and listening to our horse shit for going on 3 hours.
That's great.
And we appreciate you, and be cool to each other, man. Be cool.
Yeah, be cool. Nice. Be cool like the Fonz, man.
Yeah,
real quick. We got some last second ones here. Seven Sin Studios, our buddy over there in the UK, said congratulations on 2 years. Glad you're still here doing this. Great to see Norman here too. Chris, what did you think of the Peaky Blinders conclusion?
I loved it. I wanted more. It's awesome. Everyone should watch Peaky Blinders. Fuck you if you don't.
And Barry and Emmy do stuff. We would love to come to Glasgow. Actually, I was talking to Adrian Barbeau about a show in Glasgow yesterday. So you never know. Maybe I'll go there with her, but she'll probably go alone. But who knows? Yeah. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. We look forward. Hopefully, we'll see some of you guys. Are you coming to Midsummer Scream this weekend, Norman?
I can't make it, but have a blast out there, man.
We will.
We'll be there. We'll definitely be there on Saturday. We're doing a live commentary with PJ Souls Saturday night of an
Rock and
unannounced
roll high
movie.
school, man.
Maybe
Right.
Carrie, maybe
That's
Halloween, maybe Stripes. Who knows?
Riff
Who knows?
Randall, man. That
Riff Randall. I'm gonna hang out with
Randall,
Riff
rock and
Randall
roller.
on Saturday night.
That's right. That's right.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much, and hopefully we get some time to do another episode in the near future. But we're all pretty damn busy right now. But we'll do our best.
Yeah. And thank you, Norman, for coming, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. And it's always a blast talking with you guys. It's like, it's like we're at a party, it's just jamming ideas and shit, That's great.
All right, guys. Well, good night.
Good night, everyone.
Rock and roll. Keep on
Woo!
rocking
Like a
in the
stranger.
free world, man. Woo!